3, 2, 1, and we're live! Hello all, and welcome back to the Invictus stream. My name, as always, is Mr. Harlan Guthrie, and I am here with my bright, bodacious friend, Chris.
Bright and bodacious, that's me.
My bashful and brilliant friend, Justin. My bitchin' and ballsy friend, Mycl. Wrong kind of ballsy, but that's okay. And we are here with Draghiscu'S Secret Game 1, Part 4! We are so happy to be here with you guys this Wednesday night. It is always something we look forward to, and we are filled to the brim with RPG. We spent on Saturday night playing this little man's fantastic game, also D&D 5e, with a crafting system, something that is working on in the background at Invictus. So make sure you don't want to poke your head around a little too much, because we're going to announce something a little bit of ways down the road. But it was a really fun game. So we've been playing all week long. It is in our blood, like a lot of you guys. Thank you so much for being. We're going to bring it on again tonight.
Bring it on. Bring it on.
Bring it on. This is, of course, an 18-plus show. I like to remind people before I point out the picture of masturbating lesbians just above my head here. Now, the good thing is, because I have such a massive head, hopefully most of the night it will be covered. If you are prudish or squeamish, please look away. But there will be lots of swear words.
Are they actually lesbians or just in college and experimenting?
Well, isn't that the same? I don't know.
No.
These girls were in college, but then they're their teachers, though. That's still count. So it is an 18-plus show. Yeah, we're going to swear a little bit. We're going to say words like doo-doo, and what's the other word we really like, Chris? It's,
oh, shoot, prudent.
That's it.
Prudent.
We're being very prudent tonight with our swears. So, yeah, it's going to be an 18-plus show. You know what? If you feel like you can't handle the truth, then you shut it off, but not before you like that video. That's right. If you're watching this on YouTube or on our lovely little Facebook group, you go ahead and you like that video, please, because it makes us feel real special. And I wanted to say something real quick about that. We do not advertise. We don't put those 30-second annoying ads throughout this video or afterwards. We don't plug products such as the iPhone 5, now available at your local retailer. No, we don't do any of that because we just like playing games and providing you guys with something to watch on a Wednesday night. So keep that in mind when you like the videos, maybe subscribe, and maybe share it with your friends, because we hope that our non-advertising front brings around a little bit of good fortune our way in word of mouth. So just wanted to mention that. Yeah, like us on YouTube, subscribe on YouTube, share us with your friends. If you're on Facebook, go ahead and like the Facebook page. It's different than the Facebook group. So you got to type into the Facebook thing at the top, Invictus Stream, find the page, and like it. But join the group. That's the really important thing. In the group, that's where all of us friends get together. We've got a lot of new people joining this week. So I want to say a big welcome to you guys. Welcome to the group. As Justin thumb wrestles himself.
Like wrestling.
Oh, like wrestling himself. So yeah, welcome to the group. You'll notice the Facebook group. You're welcome to post anything you want, advice, comments, concerns, or different things that might interest you throughout the week. Your favorite board games, your favorite songs. Why not? That's a place where you want to do that. And one of the cool things about doing that is that we like to reward that. Most valuable post is a designation that we like to award every week to the person or persons who post the most interesting content that sometimes create discussions, sometimes is just showing off some cool shit they have, because everyone likes a little bit of showing off, or maybe did something interesting and fun. So this week I would like to announce that the MVP is going to Mr. Chris Hackney for his very insightful and interesting post about people who use phones during role-playing games, something I think we can all relate to at one time or another. Hold on one second. Something that we can all relate to at one time or another, people who pull out their phones, how to deal with them in a way that still keeps you guys friends and makes everybody happy. So, again, that's the kind of stuff we're looking for, guys. stuff that you want to talk about, stuff that you can help other people. I know a lot of people probably read that and went, oh yeah, that's a good way of dealing with my issue. And as a role-playing community, these are things that we all commonly run into. We've talked a lot about, quarterbacking games and things like this and your favorite games, and this is all stuff that's just helpful and it's fun to talk about and share stories and stuff like that. So you win Most Valuable Post, Chris, and I believe you are a new member, so congratulations. What does the Most Valuable Post mean? Well, it means you get a little bit of extra experience points. And for the new members, the experience points are something that you can spend to influence the way we play the game. You can. There will be a post saying, spend XP here, and there's a file under the file section that you can see what you can do with it. So if you have 5 experience points, you can say, I'm going to give my 5 XP to let so and so do something from that list. So it's just a little bit of a way we like to involve you guys that much more. So well done, Chris. That was very cool. I do also want to mention, because I totally skipped it, that we are also on Twitter. If you like tweeting or like Twitter, go ahead and follow us on Twitter, tweet to us, because every once in a while, Justin and myself like to go on tweeter sprees, where we're driving home, tweeting the wild yonder, as Justin makes puppet shadows with
they're squids.
Oh yeah,
because he had an inkling.
Because he had an inkling, which is a miniature squid. So follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. Chris Hackney, you can MVP. I do want to do a shout out. Chris Hackney is the MVP, but I do want to do a shout out to Hans Zieger, who actually met Monty Cook. I think it was last weekend, which is just a really cool thing because yeah, that's right. Yeah, because he obviously a lot of the Monty Cook stuff, a lot of the books, a lot of the systems we utilize here. We're big fans of theirs. Shauna Germain, Bruce Cordell, Tammy is a member of the group, as well as Jennifer, I believe it's Jennifer, sorry. But you guys we're very entwined with Monty Cook and their systems. So it was really cool of him to shout out, and he claims that Monty Cook said, oh yeah, tell them I say hi, which I'm thinking it was probably like, oh yeah, tell them I say hi. But I'm going to go with, tell them I say hi.
The Invictus guys?
If it was any of those 3, including the very dismissive, yeah, tell them I say hi. Hello back!
In my mind, he says especially Chris for that Numenera game, because that was so... really helped us out a little bit.
Well, in my mind, Bruce Cordell leaned over and went, hold on, but The Strange was way better, and well done to Harlan for running.
But do you remember Brandy Jack's character who was in the Numenera game?
But he was also in The Strange, so...
That's true, fair enough.
I mean, spoilers.
Spoilers.
Anyway, it was a blast. It was very nice of Hans to mention it. So appreciate that, Hans, first off, for dropping our name, so to speak, because that's always neat. We're never, being Canadians, we're almost never going to get the opportunity to meet these people face to face. So thank you for doing that. And if anyone from Monty Cook Games did mention us or say hi to us, hi back. Just wanted to mention that because it's always nice to, get that kind of stuff back. Because again, we do like those games, and we go through a lot of stuff like that, Kickstarters and whatnot. Justin and I both backed No Thank You Evil, as well as a few other people on the stream. I know Chris Lawrence did, and a few other members of the group. So. One last thing before we jump into the game, because I know we're all eager to see what Mycl has in store for our heroes tonight. Last week I mentioned that I was going to dedicate a space on my wall to content that the community sends, and that is still very much. I'm still kind of ironing through the details a little bit, so I'm going to do an official post hopefully this week. But I did want to point out that behind me, right here, I have an empty frame of sorts, which my camera will hopefully be up once I grow a few inches. Completely dedicated to whatever ends up going there. And next week you'll see a sign that will just say, your content here. So if anyone has anything, I know Jose is working on a really awesome picture. That's where the first spot is going to go, along with the masturbating lesbian.
How are you doing it? Is it a voting system, or is it a...
I haven't really... Here's my... Because it's you guys, I'm just going to be honest. I don't anticipate a lot of people interested in sending me stuff because you have to pay for shipping and whatever, however it's going to work. So at this point, and once I announce it, it will be a first come, first serve. The first person to send me something, I will pop it up there. If I'm totally wrong and I get a flood of stuff, then my plan is just to rotate it out, go week by week.
Let's just say you know, heaven forbid, there's nothing the first week. Could I potentially get you something up there?
Chris, let me make
like
this
Pence per life or something.
Let me just make
Pence
this clear.
was right.
Let me make this clear. I'm gonna nip this in the bud right now. Absolutely, 1,000%.
Okay,
yeah,
good.
You send me anything, buddy.
You guys
that
better
goes
get
for
something.
stream members. That goes for family members. I do not give a shit.
You're gonna. I don't know, man. You might regret that. I might send you a picture of 2 masturbating lesbians.
Yeah. What would I do? My wall is already so pure and crisp. I don't have things like data holding spot or masturbating lesbians or a picture of whoever can guess who's flipping off right here. That's not one of the 3 guys below me. Let's do that. That'll be the first reward of the night. Anyone who knows who this is from this famous picture, you post it on the stream. First person to do so gets 3 experience points. Ooh. Bonus! My wife painted that, so it's going to be you cheater! So yes, anyone who wants to send me anything, let me know. You can always email us or just post in the stream or message me.
Oscar's already got it on there, I believe. Johnny Cash.
Oh, Johnny Cash. Well done, buddy. That is Johnny Cash from the very famous picture that he took flipping off the camera for some reason. Because he was a rebel like that. So yes, if you want to send me anything, you're more than welcome to. Just message me or wait for the post. Other than that, I am spent. So I'm done. Have a good night, guys. Getting into the game, Draghiscu'S Secret. Last week, we had the great decision of leaving the Fang and Fiddle Tavern, which was run by 2 vampires, and heading to the next town over, which was Vandenberg. Yeah, the town of Vandenberg, where we stopped in at a little tavern, met a nice, sweet old lady who was not a vampire, and then started the investigation into the mysterious death of a young girl whose throat was completely torn out. Locals say it was wolves, but what are you willing to bet? That's right, we're going to need a lot of advice tonight as we uncover the mystery of Vandenberg. Wasn't that like a nicely formatted little...
That was nice, everyone.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah. Can we applause that? Just for some closure.
I'm not even going to do fake. I'm just going to do me. Thank you.
And that's why we use the fake.
Because otherwise it sounds pathetic. Oh! Oh, stop. So yes, I'm sorry, but that was a quick recap. Mycl, I'm going to throw it to you. Take us away.
It is the 26th day, an unlucky day according to the Coombs Almanac, of the 3rd month in the year of our Lords, 1642. May they guide us in their wisdom and bring us good fortune. Having reached the town of Vandenberg, our 3 heroes are currently holed up in the Rat and the Riddle, discussing their next move. It is midday.
All right. So, Nietzsche, you think it could be vampires?
I believe that in the past, when I talked to locals, and the reality often is too frightening for them, and they want to believe it's wolves. They want to believe it's natural beasts, but more often than not, these strange deaths that go unsolved, I think, are the Fae. And I think in this situation, it is most likely vampires, as that is where we're in the land of vampires, really. Shaz, in the past, is historically a vampiric area. So, I mean, it goes without saying that it is a definite possibility.
Even if it is wolves, I would say that it is worth investigating if there's been so many deaths as there have been lately. Were there 3 or 4 deaths that they've reported recently?
I can't remember.
There were 3.
3. That's strange, no matter what.
Well, if vampires are present, vampire spawn also happens more numerously. So this could actually be pointing still to vampires, even if it is wolves. They could be acting strange because of the presence of such an evil.
Interesting. What do you think, Rowan?
I would kind of give a look to NT. A look that he might know pretty familiar at this point, where it's kind of a look of hesitation. And I'm a bit skeptical with Nietzsche because I know how passionately he was against the last vampires. That I'm fearing now that his prejudice might be clouding his thoughts. Where I also suspect that it is definitely not just wolves. I think he's kind of hitting the vampire thing really hard, which is making me almost kind of want to take a step back.
Well, you guys all know because of my Fey mark on my face that my whole life has been ruined by the knowledge of the Fey and what they do. In my opinion, I don't know how accurate it is.
Oh yeah, and you're totally justified in that. And that's the thing, because I'm like, oh.
So I approach you guys, or again, I start a conversation. Even if, for example, these are the vampire, which I believe them to be, our mark is still somewhere in the city. We still need to find out if there's a head vampire, because I know of 2 vampire back in the town we just left, and I was willing to kill them then. So what makes this any different? If our goal is to meet the head vampire and cut the snake's head off, the serpent's head off, then we need to move into the city.
I agree, but at the same time, if this town is being systematically, or people of this town are being killed, and they don't know the cause, I do think it important that we take the opportunity to help them.
Can Rogue track?
Sorry?
Can Rogue track the mongrel of a beast that you bring with you?
And mongrel he is not. And I look down to Rogue by my feet, and I kind of stroke him softly. Yes, no, he can track, but I feel like our best course of action at this point would be to speak to the sheriff. You mentioned it last game, but I forget. Is the body still around? Was it buried or cremated?
It was cremated.
Cremated, okay.
We did have the option to talk to the parents, although they're super distraught.
Yeah, the father is the owner of the stable, right?
Yes.
Right.
That is correct.
So I would say, no, I think speaking to the sheriff might be the best course of action. I'm curious myself who was on watch that night. I've noticed they have a watchtower. Sorry, Rogue has tummy issues right now.
Did he eat the pottage? He ate the pottage.
Never eat the pottage.
And as you turn, you look and you see one of the windows with the leaded glass, all dusty and stuff, and you see a hand scraping away some of the dirt, but you only see the impression scraping away the dirt. You don't actually see the hand.
I believe those are the things that attacked me the other night.
Well, they're outside. It's midday.
Is it
what are they doing
midday?
here? And Nietzsche, are you reacting at all? How are you reacting to this fave that's out the window?
As soon as I hear it, I step up from the table, knocking my chair over, and walk over and pick up my rifle.
And you can hear Rogue whimper a little.
This is most unusual. They're here at the daytime. I don't believe it is the same creatures that were there before. I'm going to do a knowledge check. Have I heard of any demons? Do I think it's the same call? Does it sound like the same call from the previous night?
It does.
Okay. Have I ever heard of demons walking during the daytime?
It's extremely rare. It has been recorded, but it's extremely rare.
Does it have to do with the date by chance?
It very well could.
Okay, so I bring that up again. I say this is the unholy day. Perhaps this is the worst time for us to venture out. The scripts above the door should keep us safe, though, I believe.
So we do have enchantments around this area.
Yeah, I would stand up and draw my sword as well, I guess, since I kind of thought it was night and that was common. Clearly it's not. I was more like, damn.
Okay, so then what is our option then? Because we can't.
And I would just, personally, I would wait to see if the.
The other thing that I'm also noticing is the fact that it seems that they're following us. And things maybe we're on a clock of sorts. Maybe things are just going to get worse, and if we don't push forward, we're going to have to face these things at every turn. So, but again, my inclination is it's the same time of day.
Is Silvo in the bar?
Pardon me?
Silvo. Is he in the bar?
Yeah, he is. And you can see he just goes like pale white.
Okay.
He's like.
And I turn to him and I say,
"What?
Is there a back door to this place? Is there a back door?"
Yes.
Does it have the same sigils and markings on it as the front?
It does. All openings, yes.
Is there any other way out of this building? Perhaps
Sorry.
undercellar?
The only access to the cellar is from outside.
I see.
What? My God.
If we get out there, I mean, can we outrun these things anyways? I mean, we were on horses and they were keeping pace with us. I mean, it's possible we might avoid them. Now, what happens if what use can we use the purified blood to protect us? Because maybe it'll protect our hider scent. I'm gonna do a knowledge check on the blood and its usage. 14 plus.
Yep, so it acts like it'll have the same effect as holy water, but also act almost as an acid.
Right. Okay. So it won't.
But specifically against demons, not say undead or anything like that.
Well, I think now is as good a time as any to ready our weapons. I say we go to the sheriff's, Erwin. What do you say?
Can we can't see this creature anymore. It was just the window.
Yeah, you didn't even see the creature. You just saw like the invisible, basically hand scraping the dust off the window.
I don't necessarily think it would be the safest bet to leave this place and head to the sheriff's.
Purified blood is great and useful, but only if you can see the enemy that you're trying to hit. Am I wrong? Is there any other way that we can illuminate them?
Is
if
it
we can
sunny?
at least see them, then...
Is it sunny out? Like,
It's fairly overcast, but it's daytime. Like anyone that has in game terms, a sunlight sensitivity would still be suffering from it.
Like
I wonder if they're vulnerable to
or a rock gnome.
I wonder if that'd be
no, just a drow.
I wonder if they'd be vulnerable to ever burning torchlight.
No, they don't.
No, they don't. We're good.
I don't see, and I turn to Nietzsche. You seem eager to leave.
I just fear that things are escalating quickly, and that if we hesitate more, it seems odd that demons I had never seen before followed us to the last inn, and now they're outside the door. Yeah.
But on that assumption that they're following us, leading them towards more people could only lead more death.
But by the same token, these people that we'd be leading them towards likely do not know that there's a problem in the first place.
Although I think the reason that they become more prevalent is because we're being hunted. We're getting closer and closer to which they don't want us to find.
You think so? That's quite a bit of a leap there. I mean, couldn't it just be that there are more of these beasts around than we...
Mike, can I do a knowledge check to see if these are a form of vampire spawn?
Yeah, absolutely.
So is this a religion check?
Yes.
Okay.
And is there a way to figure out how many of them are there? Or there are? Like maybe how many voices or...
You only, presently, you only heard the one screech. And you didn't actually see what it is. I said it sounded the same as the last one.
Right.
To me, I got a 13.
All right. So, to your knowledge, no, they would be two separate
demons.
Two separate creatures. Vampire, spawn, and demon, very, very different.
Okay. Well, we can hold up for until when? The night, and then again tomorrow. And what if the demons are still there?
What is Rogue doing?
He's kind of whimpering, actually. You've never seen him scared before, but he did take a lot of damage from those demons.
Yeah.
And so he's kind of curled up by your feet.
Are there any town bells or anything going off?
Not at the moment. Nope.
Not at the moment.
You'd expect that if there was, they'd either come from the church or the old broken down, like if the bell is still functioning in the watchtower.
And how much purified blood do we have?
You've got one
Just this vial.
How much will that do for us? Will that coat? Are all of our weapons just some of the bullets, or what?
If you were to use it against a demon, as I said, it would work as holy water, which means you basically throw it.
So you couldn't coat it on your weapon and use it that way?
No.
Hmm.
And it would take 2d6 radiant damage. But they also have a vulnerability. As far as you know, so it would do twice as much.
Nietzsche, is that the only means of damaging these creatures that we have?
My Armin will protect us to an extent. I mean, I can channel his ability.
Arum.
Arum.
Not if you don't say his name, right?
I have a cold.
I've been following him for so long, but I just can't figure out his name. Arum will protect us to a certain extent.
All right.
Your weapons will not affect them.
And I want to turn to Silvu and say, Silvu, is there any place in this building? Is there a basement that we can protect ourselves? We might need to make a stand here.
There is, as I said, only the cellar, but the only access is outside through the back door.
And there are symbols on the back door.
Yes.
Mm.
And I turn to the other two.
What do you say, Aaron?
I personally think, going on the assumption and the slight possibility that Nietzsche is putting forward that these are following us, I think it would be dangerous for us to leave here and run the risk of them following us. But at the same time, I also think these creatures might not be the ones we necessarily encountered last night. They sound the same, but we do not know for certain. I think it might be worth approaching the window to at least look out.
It does seem like we're being hunted, right? Am I crazy in that?
No, I agree.
Yeah.
I completely agree. But I also think that if we are being hunted, then it's time to stand our ground and stop the hunters. Because I much prefer having my back in a room guarded by sigils than being out on horseback in the middle of a wood I know nothing of.
Fair enough.
I'm worried about the safety of the citizens, but I guess they've survived this long.
I'm going to go take a look out through the window while they're talking.
Okay.
If they are the creatures from yesterday, or the other day, do holy symbols or holy water affect them, Nietzsche?
I don't know. Mike?
Yes, holy water will still affect
them. What about silver weapons?
Silver will still affect them.
So
okay. So we do have weapons that will affect them.
Yeah.
All right. Well, at least that's good to know.
Okay, so I head to the window and I'm going to take a look near it.
Yep.
Still with my hand on my sword and my other hand I'm holding my shield, in case they should break through. And I will roll what? Perception, I guess.
That would be correct.
Hooray! Ooh.
There you go.
Nice.
+4, so 22.
Nice. Okay. As you get closer and you're looking out, you do see some more apple trees just across the way. You can see another little, basically like a little house that has its own little farm. But the one thing that you do notice about the hand print is it does seem to be much smaller than, say, the creatures that were following you the other day.
Huh.
Could it be the little girl? That's scary.
But I don't see anything.
No.
So just to reiterate what's happened, we were sitting at a table, we heard the screeching of a hand past the window, or we saw it?
You heard the screech, when you turned, then you saw the hand scrape the window.
But we did see a physical hand.
You didn't see a physical hand. You just saw the marks clear away.
I see.
From the dust.
Interesting, then.
Yeah, okay, the size of the hand, does it look like a little girl's hand? Just
Yeah, I sheath my sword.
Investigation?
Does it look like it? Oh, I'll roll investigation then. And 18 again.
Nice.
Plus...
It easily could be the hand of a child.
So I turn around and I explain that to them, and I say, these creatures that attacked us the other night, do we know what class... Did we figure out what classification they are? Are they wraiths? Or were they we don't know yet?
They were calling them wraiths. Shadows something.
They were called shadow demons.
Okay, so we actually knew this bit. Okay.
Yeah.
In which case, then I would turn back to the other two and say, the handprint matches that of a young girl. I don't think necessarily these are the same creatures that attacked the other night.
Well, it is actually only one creature so far that we've seen.
And I open the door.
Yep. Okay, and a little bit of wind blows a little bit of the salt away, especially because you opened it quickly.
Yeah.
All right.
And I call...
And you open the back door or the front door?
Just the front door, the one I was next to.
Okay. And you can see from where you are, you can see the road that you came on. You can see Samkus Talon Inn. You can look up the road and see some more houses in the sanctuary.
And I call out and I say, Aurea. It was Aurea, right?
Yep.
And I say, almost to the wind, Aurea, if you are there, make your presence be known. We are here to help you.
I think he's lost it.
And I turn to NT and say, perhaps, NT, perhaps.
Invite her in.
Do you really think that it's her?
I think if you're specific enough and it's not her, then they won't be able to enter. But if you specifically ask for her to enter, only she would be invited in.
What if...
Does that actually hold merit? Is that actually a thing in this? Is that an actual thing?
Well, it's like if a vampire's at the door and you say, Harlan, come on in. It's not like now he gets to come in.
You invited him.
You said you invited him, so I assume...
No, but I'm also saying, what if she's a vampire? Like, what if she actually didn't get cremated?
Well, that's what I'm thinking. Or
what if she's like on the roof, right, just waiting to be invited in?
Yeah, but if she was a vampire, we would have seen her hand all the same.
Well, yes. It feels like a completely different creature that may not follow the same rules. I don't know. Do what you want, but I'm going to sit here with my hand on my hilt, ready to...
Yeah, I shut the door again.
We opened the door, so what were we trying to gain from that?
And I shut it, and I turn back and say, I don't know. There's a lot of trickery at play here. In the past 2 days, we've seen spirits, we've seen vampires, we've seen creatures that have only been spoken about in texts. And the world itself has grown rather dark. I don't know what to believe at this point.
Mike, can I try to... I want to see if I can detect evil and good.
Sure.
Within 30
yeah.
feet. You know if there's an aberration, celestial, elemental, fey, fiend, or undead within 30 feet of you.
Nice.
Okay.
That's very useful.
It's a level 1. Okay. So my concentration up to 10 minutes.
Okay. There's no evil within 30 feet of you right now.
Is there one of those other things, though?
What was it?
So, aberration, celestial,
Yep.
elemental, fey, fiend, or undead within 30 feet.
No.
Interesting.
But is he like 30 feet from the door?
Communicate that, I say.
Hold on. Are you like 30 feet from the door?
Well, it lasts 10 minutes, so I would wander close to the door.
Yeah,
and
as I would clear.
Walk out. I say
That
she's
could be
not
like-
here. I'm not sensing her at all, and I start moving towards the door, and I say, "Follow me," and I will walk out of the door because I'm now actually channeling, trying to figure out if I can sense her, and as soon as she senses her, then I can make a decision at that point. But I actually just start almost in a trance, start moving, sensing, trying to feel
like a medium.
Yeah, exactly.
Caroline is still here.
Okay.
My body waits for you.
Weirdest part of that movie.
By the way, fucking amazing movie. Probably one of the best movies ever made, I gotta say.
The original?
Poltergeist? Oh my god. Oh yeah. I haven't seen it. I didn't even watch it. But honestly, so fucking good.
Interesting. It was weird. It was like almost a comedy, though.
No.
Yeah, like the
Not
end.
at the end.
The end.
Yeah.
Or like the way they like putting the person on the floor and is sliding across. It was weird.
That's the beauty of it, because it starts off as like Poltergeist being like these cool, mystical. She's sliding. They're stacking chairs. It's like it makes you almost warm to them, and you're like, oh my god, these are really good. And that lady, I mean, yeah, it's easy to look back and be like, huh, because you've seen it 100 times. But when I first watched it, that lady scared the shit out of me, because she's just so. But she is. She's very like. She's like the lady now from Insidious or whatever, right? She's just kind of like whatever, but oh no, something about her was like terrifying.
So
And the
okay, so
ending?
the ending was fun. I didn't think the ending was terrifying.
Fucking, are you kidding? When they move back in?
I'm thinking
Or
like
they
when
go-
they're coming through the floor and stuff, right?
Yeah, but like it's the whole twist, like the whole like when you realize, because remember they go the kids in bed and they're getting ready for bed and everything's kind of settled down because
Because you think that they fixed the problem.
yeah, what happened? They fixed the problem. I forget how.
The
They
barrier
get Carol Ann
ran?
back. Yeah, they get Carol Ann back and everything's
Right.
fine. And then he realizes it's
The
during the day or
silver
something. Because he says you move the bodies, but you didn't move the tombstones, but you didn't move the bodies. Oh right, because he's like driving home. And then the kid gets the fucking tree, or is it the clown? No, it's the tree. And the pool in the backyard, the half-dug pool, and the mud. Oh, such a good movie. I really want to watch it. Sorry, continue.
So I'm channeling and I'm trying to be this medium. I'm looking for Caroline as I'm walking through the streets.
Caroline.
Sorry.
All right. So as you come out the door, you're going left, following the eastern.
I'm gonna go towards the window area first to see if there's any tracks at all. Because if she's able to touch the window, maybe she's able to.
Okay. So as you come out the front door, you hear coming from Samka's talent.
That way. I'm sensing something that way.
Where is it
So-
coming from? Where it was coming from?
Samka's Talon.
And I run. I just start running that way.
And NT and I would presume.
Kind of like a dog on the trail.
Yep. And Rogue is a dog on the trail.
Correct.
Okay, so you run in, and you hear some shuffling coming from upstairs. So you
Keep
I
going.
assume you head up the stairs, and you can see Bianca lying on the floor, and you can see the rooms where you stayed. Those doors are open.
The
And
room
then
where
you
we
hear a
stayed.
crash.
So she's lying on the floor in one room, or in the hallway.
In the hallway.
Okay. And I heard a crash coming from which way?
Well, let's see. It was the room, because you guys all had separate rooms, right?
No, I wanted to clarify. Was it the room that we rented or the room that we ended up sleeping in? Because remember we switched.
Yeah, it was the room that you rented.
All right, so let's run into the. I grab Bianca and I help her up.
Yeah.
And I
And
say, "What was
I'll
it?"
continue past. Because while
Yeah,
I see him,
same.
because
Do I sense the creature? Do I sense anything now?
Thank
I'm
you, young man.
10-minute duration.
Yeah. I was gonna say, you get a feeling of it for just a couple seconds, and then you hear the crash.
I said it's
And then here
left
now.
through the window. It was here, but it's gone. Did we follow?
And Erwin and I run into the room. to
Yeah, the
investigate.
minute he goes to Bianca, we run right past him. Because
Yeah.
we know that he's helping her now.
Sword in hand.
Just so you guys know, though, I'm gonna tear off as soon as I know Bianca's okay. I'm gonna still follow the creature.
Sure.
Yeah.
And
And
behind us.
Bianca's like, "Oh, my hip! I must have thrown out my hip."
I say, what was it? Did you see it? Did you see it, Bianca? Bianca,
The
did you see
bedding,
it?
and you guys see it as well. The bedding is all ripped to shreds. The pillow feathers everywhere. She goes, it was moving all by itself. The bedding, it's going. The pillow's going. I saw it was moving by itself. What could this be? Oh, Bahal, protect and purify me in your flame.
Don't waste your time.
She has too many rats in her beds.
That's right. Big moths. Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can follow it out towards the street. So I run down and see if I can sense it and move towards where it would have jumped out of the window.
All right.
Well, and we would have done the same. But like a minute before.
Yeah.
Oh,
What are you
I'm taking
doing?
my time. I'm looking around the room.
I'm just kidding.
Okay. So you do an investigation check. We'll go with NT first.
All right.
Okay.
This isn't my strong suit.
Yeah, I'm strong. I would do it actually, and I would have been.
Okay, because you two are together, right?
Yeah. Well, and I think.
Nietzsche ran out.
Yeah, I'm still tracking.
So 18. That's 3 18s in a row.
I was just, even before that, I was like, does everyone kind of feel like 18 is like a number you roll often on a 1d20?
Yeah, that's weird, man. So it's going to be +6, I think.
Right. Okay. So the first thing again that you notice
Yeah.
is that yes, the bedding, the pillow was shredded, and it looks like small little claws have ripped and torn through it, and even the window itself, you guys probably would you'd have to squeeze through to get through, whereas this was almost like the chair was tossed through, used to hit it, and then the creature, whatever it was, went through there.
But the chair was used to hit it.
But the chair was used to hit it, yeah.
Interesting. So what it looks like, just to communicate, it looks like something tore up our bed sheets, picked up a chair, threw it at the window, and then jumped out.
Yeah.
But it wasn't
nothing
visible.
Well, more importantly, but nothing was broken in. There's no glass on the inside of the room.
No.
So it either had to come from inside.
Well, it ran up and knocked over the lady first, and then ran into the bedroom.
But what I'm getting at is, if all the sigils are on all the doors of the area, how did it get inside? Either that, or it was already in here.
Yeah.
Well,
Is what I'm trying to do.
It's daytime. It's very possible Bianca just opened the door. You know how she shuts up at the end of the night.
It still would have had to cross.
Check the door. Maybe she doesn't have any sigils now.
Yeah,
Or
or
at least-
if there's salt by the front door, I would check
She
too.
probably puts the salt at nighttime, and she didn't do it during the day.
Interesting. Okay, so I would check that. Well, we would continue here.
Regardless, I think that whatever it is, was late if it was looking for us. Very late.
Early.
It's like midday.
So that's my point. If it was meant to be killing us, why would it do it in the middle of the day?
Maybe it wanted to kill us, and this was like it sensed our presence in that other building, or something. I don't know. I'm speculating here. I'm trying to understand a demon.
So Nietzsche is chasing them.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so you guys are figuring that out. Nietzsche, you're running down the stairs.
Out the window, looking for the chair, looking at footprints, anything.
Okay, sorry. From the front door, did you go left around the house or right around the house?
Towards where the window was.
Okay, so we'll say you went around to the left.
Yeah, that's what I was picturing.
Okay. And you get there, and you do see the shards of leaded glass and that sort of thing all around. But from there, the trail seems dead. You don't sense anything anymore. You don't see any prints in the ground.
And I look up at Darwin, looking out of the window at the same time.
Yeah.
I've lost the trail.
There's no footprints whatsoever.
No, none that I can see.
And then I look back at the bed, all clawed to shit, and I think, how? If it had left a footprint on the glass in the rat and the riddle, and
It seems like it chooses when to do it. It's like maybe high emotions, very similar to Ghost.
What is ghost?
Now
come here. Oh my love.
All right, I'll run upstairs.
Let's silver our weapons.
My darling.
I do I'm gonna head down and meet him at the front door because I want to check the salt lines and the runes at the front door.
Yeah.
I'll meet him there. Yeah.
Yeah, and you do see that there aren't any.
So something, but why? And I go back up to the room with Nietzsche, with Enti and Nietzsche, and I say, okay. And I walk over to the window and kind of theorize for a second. If this creature was coming to attack us, why would it rub its hand across the window of the building that it was in? I think, for whatever reason, it was trying to warn us of something. Maybe something is trying to hurt us. Maybe something trying to attack us tonight. Maybe it's trying to warn us of an imminent attack.
Holding up the sheets where there's claw marks, do they represent the same type of size as the window rubbing?
Yes.
Are they scratched in a particular way or completely random?
Drink your Ovaltine.
Okay, so do an investigation check on that one.
Oh, nice. Can I do it?
So I say to Erwin, perhaps it's some sort of message. I don't know, as I'm sitting on the window chewing an apple.
Where did you get that?
Well, I did just say I think it might have been a warning, so message wouldn't be. And it's a natural roll 20.
Excellent. No,
Whoa.
it's completely random.
Oh, this is your day, Harlan.
Oh, completely random. Jesus.
But it's random, but you still find meaning in it, like a beautiful mind.
That's
Yeah,
right.
Mm-hmm.
And you start drawing on the broken window.
Nothing with a 20. I don't get anything.
No, it was. You realize it was completely random.
Can my oversight notice something else in the room just because I'm looking here? I feel like a 20 was wasted.
You smell sulfur.
Brilliant. And I turn to Nietzsche. What does that mean?
Means Andy had eggs for breakfast.
Hey.
What does sulfur mean? Sulfur means the presence of ghost, right?
Devil or demon?
Devil or demon. Wow. There you go. So yeah, here's my hypothesis. She wanted to, whatever it was, came to try to attack us, could not enter into the pub, and was drawn by the fact that we had stayed the night before in the inn.
But we didn't stay here. We stayed across the hall.
Right, but maybe coming into contact with the innkeeper, Bianca, it conveyed to her that was the room somehow. I know I'm spitballing a little bit. But.
No, and there's nothing wrong with theorizing. I agree. I think it's important. But to me, the chain of events doesn't make sense. Let's start with one. Why would it rub its hand across the glass?
To try to get at us, but unable to penetrate through the barriers.
Agreed. But then we opened the door and crossed the salt barrier. Why?
Not completely. We blew some of the salt away, but there was still a barrier enough to keep her out.
But we were in the middle of the street for a little while.
Well, she had already run away at that point.
But if
I had a hard time to sense her.
But therein, if again it wanted to attack, why didn't it come back? We're now in the room. It clearly can come in. Why is it not here attacking us?
Like you're saying, it doesn't want us to stay in this room.
Something seems.
That's the only other explanation, is that she led us here, and destroyed the room to the point where we would not stay in it.
Why are you saying she?
I'm still going on the hypothesis that it's somehow related to the girl.
An invisible creature with claws. To me, this is the creature we might have been searching for. Something that killed the young girl.
I think there's two creatures. One that is maybe warning us, like you said, and one that has killed the young girl. Maybe the young girl has become a creature, and therefore is trying to warn other people.
I think that the likelihood of two creatures doing two separate things is less likely than the idea of one being... We're looking for a mystery creature that attacks people, 3 deaths over as many months, that tore their necks clean off, that we hypothesize is some sort of creature. And now we find an invisible creature.
We need to talk to the mayor to find out the motive of operation for the creature that is killed in the past. If it's been able to enter buildings during daytime. I mean, this is so different from what I anticipate he will tell us. I say we go back and talk to let's go talk to the sheriff, find out how the other two creatures had died, and compare this event to that.
Agreed. And the lady can't tell us anything, can she? I kind of stop her in the hall and I say, "Yo, what you know?"
I was coming to clean your rooms for you, and I heard this banging. Oh, my heart. Oh, my heart. And then I open the door, and everything is flying everywhere. And my poor Raluca is missing.
Your what?
My poor Raluca.
Raluca. What is that?
My cat. She keeps mice out of kitchen.
Ah.
Killed the cat?
It's
Did it kill a cat or not?
Owen.
Where is the creature? Where is the poor creature?
Where is what poor creature?
The body of the cat.
No.
My cat is missing.
Oh,
yes.
Sorry. Oh, she might be fine.
Was it missing this morning? Stop talking, both of you. Let me do the talking.
What? Why?
When was the last time
so
you
mean to an old lady who comes to clean your room?
Madam, we're trying to help you so that you may find your precious cat. You must believe us. We want to help.
You will find Raluca.
We will find Raluca. Now, where was the last time you saw your cat? It was this morning?
My Raluca, she sleeps in the kitchen.
Okay, all right. And how are you certain that this thing, whatever caused your blankets to go flying, how do you know that it took Raluca?
Because Raluca, she's not moving much. She's only 3 legs.
Oh. Where?
My Raluca, she's 3 legs. She not get around.
Oh, so she wouldn't have gone outside, is what you mean?
No, she hunts in the kitchen well best she can. Mostly I smack him with broom and sweep them over to Raluca.
Oh, wow, okay. Well, it sounds like a sweet deal for the cat. All right, well, we're leaving town. We will look for Raluca, but you don't know anything else about where we might be able to find it, why it was taken. What? You just realized it disappeared.
Why
That's it.
things do what they do? It's very strange land, the shelves.
Yes.
Okay, can
I've
I
noticed
do
that.
a check, a knowledge check, a religion check to know if being attacked by a demon could turn you into an undead of sorts? I mean, I know the vampires could do it, but
Yeah.
like, is there any way for me to know if my hypothesis has any merit to it?
Demons, yeah, no, they can't kill you and turn you into a demon.
Okay, is there anything
like undead can, like wraiths, ghouls, that sort of thing.
right? Is there anything, that would
ghosts-
attack in the way like a wolf would that could turn a little girl into a wraith or something?
Absolutely, because again, a ghost is often from like a violent murder.
Right.
Are ghosts perceived as demon?
No, they would be perceived as undead. Apparition.
Right, but this was a demon that you
This
sensed
is
for
definitely a demon that he sensed, yes.
So the sheriffs then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I roll knowledge to see what demons that I would have knowledge of?
Sure. What's your religion?
+4.
Okay, so you'd have to go with a religion check.
Okay. So no, I don't know anything. I know nothing.
Yeah, no, you know the basics of them. You don't know specifics. Again, you know the basics from folklore.
Demons are bad.
Demons are bad. There's different types. They can, yeah.
You know of the one when you send an email and it's not the right email, comes back
Yeah.
and says demon.
Yeah, demon tools or whatever it is.
Mm,
DNS server error.
server. Okay, let's go to the sheriffs.
Yeah, let's say the sheriffs.
And
I'm
as I'm leaving, I pour some more salt at the door frame and I tell the woman not to leave.
And I say,
And the windowsill.
you might have just locked it in here.
I would have sensed it.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Actually, speaking of which, and I say to Nietzsche as we're walking, I say, you've still got that active, right?
Not for much longer. No, not after that conversation.
Can you do it again if we need it? As I glance around.
I mean, I'm pretty drained, but I can still do it. 3 more times. I feel
Oh, about 3 more times.
about 3 more times.
Good. So we make our way over to the sheriff's.
Sure.
What's weird about the cat?
3 legs or
No, that... okay, so randomly this cat goes missing, and it all
unlucky day.
happens...
coincidence.
I would have pressed her for more information about when it happened in that entire chain of events, but to be quite honest, I was done with that conversation, I think.
How far are we from the ladies first?
Sorry?
How far are we from the tavern or from the inn?
Oh, quite far. You can be as far as you want.
Okay. Well, I was gonna go back. That's why.
Oh, okay. Yeah. You can be close then.
I just wanted to run up and ask one more question that just came to me.
Yep.
And I say, your cat. What was the name again?
Raluca. You've seen her?
No.
Oh,
When did you say you met her, missed her?
From this morning?
This morning. And where does she normally sleep?
I told you all of this. Why you bring back such sad memories for one lady?
I will find
You
it.
break my heart more.
Where does
I
she
can
normally sleep?
show you the bed. The sweet little rabbit bed.
Sure.
Okay, so you go in, you work your way through the dining room and into a small kitchen, and you can see the pottage cooking on the cauldron. You also see that it looks like she's been preparing some pigeon for tonight for you guys. It's a little special meal, pigeon and potatoes.
MP.
And you can see where there's this like old blanket all curled up.
Okay. And I'm going to take just a cursory look at it, and then I'll roll investigation.
Right.
Which will not be that great. 10.
Okay. Yeah, you do see some, like, there's a lot of cat hair there. Yeah. You also see little bits of mice and the occasional hairball.
Okay.
But,
and I give my whistle for Rogue.
Okay.
And I get him to sniff a little bit of it.
Ruggy! All right.
And I give him a pet. And then we head back to the others.
All right.
I say, thank you for humoring me.
And you see Rogue whines a little.
Rogue, just keep the scent. I might need you to find her. And I head back to the others, and we continue walking. And I say, I thought it occurred to me, and I wanted to check it out. I still haven't pieced together why this creature was climbing up our bed or clawing up our bed, but I'm also always hesitant about creatures missing legs. As we all know, imperfectly formed animals can often be witches because they cannot adopt perfect forms. Could be something hunting.
That's true.
Wow. I did not know that. I'm learning so much about things that I didn't even know existed. But that was smart. It looks like Rogue is sniffing things out here. You got the scent of the cat.
If there is something driving creatures here, I still haven't been, and we're walking as we're talking, we're talking as we're walking, so I still cannot fathom why the creature would attack a bed. If it rubbed its hand on the mirror, on the wall, on the window, it must have seen us and known that we were in there. Then why go through the charade of attacking an empty bed? To me, it's something is amiss. Something is not adding up. And I want to be aware of all possibilities. And if this cat is, if not fully deformed, I know many witches can take their forms of it.
If nothing else, they could be familiar of a witch.
Yeah, that's, yeah.
I mean...
You know what I was thinking, too? Since we're right there, maybe we should stop by the father of the deceased, because he is in the stable right next to it, rather than kind of going back and forth, right?
We were trying to avoid that, I think, is why.
Well, and I turn to the other two, and I say, I want to avoid causing the man more pain, but at this point, with creatures tearing up our beds, I don't think we can waste any more time. And if talking to him now saves us a trip back here, I think it would
especially if we suggest that we might get to the bottom and find revenge for him.
Someone. That too, yeah. So yeah, I'm going to head in and I'm going to knock on the door. And I'm not going to let up until he answers. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay.
Could you imagine?
I'm coming!
And you hear from behind you. Yes. What? Oh, you here for horses? You be on your way now?
No. We'll be staying here another night. I wanted to give our condolences. We heard about the passing of your daughter. I cannot fathom the pain you must be in right now.
Yes. It is deep.
I want you to know that we come from up north, and up north we spent many a night discovering and investigating cases such as this one in order to bring those responsible to justice. And I personally have dealt with a similar situation where a poor boy's life was taken by what people perceived to be an animal, and when it turned out to be a resident of that town posing as an animal to get away with it, if you would be... Is that Rogue?
Rogue goes off and starts sniffing at some hay and stuff. And he goes, "What doggone?"
He's looking for a cat, or for Behilt. What's her name? Bianca's. I think Bianca's cat might be in hay right there. But what I'm saying is, can we help him? Can we help bring your daughter to justice? And I'll roll charisma. Since my great speech got interrupted. Stupid rogue. +7, so 11. I mean, 12. I mean,
13.
I thought it was a 5 and 6 at first. And then I realized
while he's talking, I'm gonna, with my hand on my hilt, nod to Nietzsche and begin walking towards where Rogue is.
I nod back and don't want to go over near Rogue is, even though I'm very eager to know what Rogue found. I just don't want to go near him.
Oh, okay.
I nod to him and I kind of stand tall to see what it is if I can from where I am.
And the man reaches out his hand and says, I thank you for your kind words, but I think it's best if you just be on your way. But he puts his hand out for you to shake it.
Is he trying to help in some way? Like, do I get the sense that he is dismissive, or that he's trying to maybe warn us of leaving? And I will roll insight, which is 14 plus 4, so 18.
Yeah. No, it seems like it's not that he is trying to get you to leave sooner than later, but it doesn't seem like it's necessarily in a helpful way.
Then
it's
in which
more
case,
of this is none of your business.
Then what I would do is I would look ashamed a little bit, and I would try to put my back towards Nietzsche and NT as much as I could, and then I would take his hand and squeeze it very tightly and intimidate him and say, "You may not care about your daughter's death, but I do, for others are at stake."
And I hear this, and I kind of turn my head.
And I will roll an 18 plus a 7. So
what? 4 18s this game.
I know.
4. Insane.
So 25. 25. And I would just bring him close and say, "You may not care about your daughter's death, but I do. You can help me, or I can make the investigation on my own."
I still have a son.
Really? With a 25?
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
He's like, he is intimidated, but he's saying, "I still have a son."
Fair enough. Then I would walk away, I guess.
What's happening?
Okay,
at the,
so
hey.
You followed Rogue,
Yeah.
and Rogue has scratched away some of the hay for the horses, and you actually see some brownish, some dried up blood, and you actually see, as you look at it, it looks like it's actually been sprayed along some of the board. So yeah, like splattered.
Oh.
Hold on a second. If this was a demon, maybe he would have saw something. If it was just happened, he'd have to see it. But maybe it must be from before. But go ahead, NT.
Well, guys, get over here. Take a look at this.
I wait till Kipling gets ahead of me and I follow.
I'm going to stay with the man for a second.
Yes.
I will try my best to get over there. No, NT, what have you found?
Well, keeping my voice down.
No, speak up.
I can't hear you from this.
It looks like blood.
And I want to see how the man reacts to that.
Looks like something was killed here, splattered upside the wall.
I see the splatter and I speak up and say that, yeah. That is,
and you can see he goes a little paler. And he goes, please leave us be. I don't let go of his,
I don't let go of his hand. I say, "Where is your son?"
He is home in kitchen with wife.
And I get Erwin's meaning. I say, "We will speak to him then." And
Yeah.
I just start walking towards the front of the door. Erwin.
Well, hold on.
NT.
Is there anything else here? Is there anything else in the pile? Like, are we digging something up here?
Do a check, Enti.
All right. So, like, but is Rogue digging something more than just the blood, or does that look like it's the end of it?
Yeah, I was gonna say I guess Harlan do an investigation for Rogue.
Okay. Ooh. It's 10.
Okay. No, that's fine. You see a little wooden, where Rogue finds a little wooden circle.
Peg leg?
No, I was gonna say the cat's peg leg. A little wooden engraved carving of 2 dragons entwined.
Lol.
And
Whatever.
yeah,
Is that Bahal?
it's the same. Yeah, it's the same as you guys have in silver.
Yeah.
This one's
Interesting.
a wooden.
And there's
carving.
there's dried blood there?
Yes.
Doesn't look fresh?
Nope.
Okay, so I take out a handkerchief.
Yeah.
And I hold it over my nose.
Yeah.
I take out another handkerchief.
Yeah.
And I reach down to pick it up.
And he takes out a third handkerchief and wraps his boots in it so they don't get dried blood.
This is my handkerchief's
All
handkerchief.
right. And as you pick it up, because it's dragon side up, and as you pick it up, you can see that it is inscribed with for my beloved Horia. May the fires of Bahal purify your soul.
Horia?
Yeah, Horia.
Oria.
Oh, Oria.
Yeah.
It sounds like Oria, but it is Horia.
How do you spell it, just so I know?
It is Horia, I believe.
Oria.
Perfect. Okay.
Yeah.
So with the pendant in my hand, or in my handkerchief in my hand, I give it a bit of a subtle wipe with my nose still covered, and I bring it over to Erwin.
And I'm still
Discreetly.
holding him.
Yeah.
With his hand, like, because
Yeah.
I don't want to.
And it's getting to that really uncomfortable point.
Yeah. Well, I just intimidated the guy, so I don't give a shit.
So I whisper it into his ear. I whisper, "This is where Oria was murdered."
I'm not so sure about that. Why did Rogue pick up the scent? Oh.
Well, if it was the witch who did it, or the cat, if we're going on that assumption, then this is one of the locations that she would have been.
What if Horia was the cat?
I
Is
doubt
the cat.
it.
What about, not that I'm in this conversation, so I can't talk.
No, you're there.
Where did you go, Nietzsche?
Well, I was going to start looking for the sun, because I think instantly I saw the train of thought that Kipling was, and I was motivated to go confront the sun. But the sun could have easily killed the girl at a different location and happened to drop this while killing the cat here, thus connecting the 2 murders. Deaths.
Yeah, no, you're right. Sorry. I forgot that Rogue was at the graveyard with the body and the blood, so he would pick up on the scent of the girl. So someone killed her here. I think the sun
No.
might be...
It still could have killed her there. And then stolen her artifact.
No, because the blood. The blood is everywhere.
The blood's the cat. Oh yeah, it's very well could be the girl's blood. That's right.
The blood.
Because
It
she
makes
I think it is the
sense.
sun.
was
And
he was bringing.
I turn to him and I say, "Tell me about your son." And as he is, I'm going to be rolling insight or something.
Yeah.
Add up 13 plus 4, 17.
That's why you need to know about my boy. He's a good boy.
Do I believe him?
You do? Yeah. Insight-wise, yeah.
17? He actually believes he's a good boy?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I feel like if he killed his other kid, he probably wouldn't believe that.
Yeah. Maybe
I
you
don't want
should-
to start kicking down doors for guys that might not be innocent. Or
Right,
not
I know.
innocent.
But
But it does seem
why is he being
suspicious.
so withholding if we're trying to help him? Right? It doesn't seem like it makes
Could he
sense.
not have known about the blood in the corner? It seemed pretty...
Ask him about it.
Well,
He wouldn't have been here.
I saw his face go white when he heard about it, and he hasn't asked about it, which to me means he knew.
He tried to cover it up with hay, it looks like. Erwin, it's pretty obvious. unless it's covered with hay.
Well, then I'll just ask him, did you know about this? And I motion to the blood in the corner.
And you feel, as you're holding his hand, you can feel his knees shake. He goes, please, just go on your way. I have son.
Did you know about it or not?
Maybe it's him.
And he actually literally falls to his knees and starts crying. He goes, I know Horia. Horia died here.
Who killed her?
It was no wolf. It was a vampire.
And who was this vampire?
I did not know if she has name, but the other one, he comes and tells me if I talk, my son will be next.
What was his name?
He said he was Draghiscu.
We know that name.
Yes, we do.
But you don't know her name.
Why? Why did they do this to her?
He said I believe he referred to her as Tessa.
Tessa and Draghiscu.
Do I recognize that name? Mike?
Tessa wasn't the owner at the Fang and Fiddle, was it?
No.
No.
That was Annika.
Oh, Tessa, we wouldn't know, but I know what she's from. She's from the prologue, wasn't she? Wasn't she the one he was marrying?
Was she?
Let's do a historic check. History check.
Nice.
No, don't know.
Well, in real life, I remember, doesn't that cover anything? Tessa I believe, wasn't Tessa the Tarkian? Oh, you don't remember? So it's not, then it is
That's not related. Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
All right.
Okay.
Okay, but then what else? What else?
Oh my god, I gotta watch the stream.
That's fine. As long as it wasn't related, that's fine, because I thought maybe it was. Okay, perfect. Okay.
What else did this Draghiscu tell you then? I mean, you might as well tell us.
That is all he said, and then he took the body of Horia after the other vampire had drained her and fed upon her.
How would they know if you told anyone?
I don't know. But would you risk it if you had family?
I would.
No, he's got a point.
No, he doesn't. He has an obligation to the people of this town.
No.
How many more people die?
I take Erwin aside and I whisper, I said, this man is afraid. He's afraid for his son's life, and as a father, he needs to protect him at all costs.
No, he's a coward. He needs to protect his town. How many people you put at risk by not sharing this information? How many others could have died? I feel like that's the lawful good approach. I think the greater
More
good.
people.
Yeah.
The good
I feel like
the good of
his cowardice could be injuring more children, like his daughter's age.
Also a good point.
You are right.
Well, I've never played a lawful good character, so I got to make sure that that is lawful good. I think it is. Generally, it's got to be the right action, and the right action would have been to come forth. I say no to him.
I am nothing but a coward. It is true. I am simple man. I own a stable. I am not a great warrior like you.
Well, it just so happens that we are with a vampire expert, and she can teach you ways to protect your house from these
10
people
easy tips to keep those pesky vampires at bay. Coming up next with Nietzsche.
Vampire doorstop.
Wondering what to do with all those excess fangs.
So I take out the rubbings that I made at the inn that I'd stayed at, which I happen to do at the Vampire's Inn. So these are going to be useless. But I mean, I would know some runes, and I would say I will put some blessings on your son and your family.
On your son.
Yes.
Oh, blessings. I didn't say a rune.
Would the son know anything? I talked to him. I say, do your wife and son know anything of this?
They do not. It was I that was coming out to see what was taking Hordius so long with tending to the horses.
And you knew nothing about Tessa? You know nothing of this woman? You've never seen her in town before?
No.
What of the other victims?
Well, the first one was about 2 months ago. He is Eugene. He is the son of Gregor and Moria. They are the Tanners. He was out hunting deer in the forest. And he too was ripped to shreds. And then the other one was Adelina, a simple daughter of a farmer, of Nicholas and Emma. But her body was never found. She is just gone.
And what was she doing?
She was just out feeding chickens. Feeding chickens.
Did she have any disabilities?
No. Why? Why do you ask?
I'm just curious.
So we have Eugene, who was the tanner's son, just to
Yes.
clarify, and he was out in the woods. And
Yes.
then there was, did you say
Out in the
Angelina?
Imogen forest, out just to west of the castle road.
Is that a normal place to be,
Yes,
for a villager to be?
Hunting is good there, yes.
How old were all the victims?
Oh, I don't know. Eugene is a strong boy, several seasons.
Much older than your daughter?
Maybe 17, 18. Adelina, she was a young girl, maybe 15, 16.
And I get pissed off some more. Because this guy decided to withhold this information. And another young person could have just been captured in a few weeks had he not shared it. But Adelina, where was she taken? No one knows?
Just feeding chickens.
She is just gone.
Hmm.
All that was found was her silver necklace.
A silver necklace.
That would make sense. And how's she related to town? She owns a chicken coop.
She is the daughter of farmers Nicholas and Emma.
Nicholas and Emma, right.
Isn't this evidence enough? Isn't this what
Yes.
we were sent here for?
That is here, yes. I believe it is.
Now can we go to kill the vampires?
Well, let's part ways with this fine gentleman. Each, tell us about the modifications that you made to the house. Were you able to
Well,
protect us?
I imagine that being in this village, he'd already have a few in his house.
Yeah, again, with vampires, really the only thing I'd do is not invite them in.
Yeah, so I make sure he knows that.
The rest
information.
would be like demon, ghost.
And I take my
Warnings.
poultice that I made and I actually say, here, give this to your son.
Oh, yeah, okay, excellent. He goes, what is this?
This will hide them. It'll hide your son from the scent. His scent from the vampires. They will have a harder time finding him.
And he shakily gets up off his knees and takes your hands and goes, I thank you. You're a good man. Please, may I go to son?
Yes, I think, Erwin, it's fair for it to let him go now.
Yeah. Stay close by them.
Good. And he says to you, your horses stay as long as you wish, but they are free. I will not charge you to keep your horses here.
Do you have No, I think it's just a random attack. Erwin and Kipling, I don't think we're going to be able to find any evidence as to why they attack. I mean, vampires need to feed. Thank you, sir.
Please, put an end to this.
Well, if you have any other information for us, please do not hesitate to let us know. Where will we be staying, Erwin?
Well, has he gone inside yet?
No,
Not yet. I'm just telling him that if he has any other information, if he discovers anything or hears anything that could help us solve this case, that he should let us know.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking, do you have spare room?
Well, he's got his daughters now.
Yeah.
Oh, too soon?
Hey, hold on a second. No, this is a really good idea. We could spread the information that he told and use his son as bait.
As bait. Well, I was waiting for him to leave before pitching that.
No, I'm saying this in my mind, metagame.
Well, I was waiting to do it as a nice big kind
I'm
of
sorry,
diatribe, but that's
Harlan,
okay.
I'm just not a diatribe. Well, actually, would in this
Diatribe.
situation. You're
Yeah,
right.
exactly. No, but then I'll just say it. My thinking was we're looking for Draghiscu, and the idea that he was told not to say anything or his son would die means that we could effectively use that as bait to bring them to us, at the very least for a conversation.
Right.
The
Yeah.
hunter-hunted scenario.
I mean, he might not come in. Worst comes to worst, he just doesn't come in.
And I bring up my one worry to them. Is the father gone at this point, or can we take?
I will say yes. He is gone. So
Erwin.
he didn't hear any of that.
If this is the Draghiscu, there is little we can do to stop him, unless we are very prepared, for he is way more powerful than anything we've faced.
Again, I'm not sure stopping someone is necessarily the only answer here.
But it needs to
killing
be,
him.
we need to be prepared that if it comes to that, if he's unreasoned with, if he can't be reasoned with, then we need a backup plan, which would be to destroy him. Which should be our first plan, in my opinion.
Well, it seems pretty clear now that the last 3 victims were killed as by vampires, as you rightly deduced, and they were hidden in various ways. But the only thing I want to verify is why. Was it Tessa and Draghiscu each and every time, or was it a different underling and Draghiscu is merely using these people as hunting grounds? Is it a rogue vampire Tessa that's slaughtering innocents, or is it literally the wolf coming into the chicken coop to feed? And I think that's something that Adelina's parents, Nicholas, might be able to answer. Eugene was killed in the woods, so I don't think it would be much use. But I think Nicholas might know.
Okay, yes, a good place to start. We could go and speak to Nicholas for sure. There's still the question about the cat, which it does trouble me maybe more than it should, but I feel like you were onto something about it being deformed, then randomly disappearing, and then being something more than just a cat. I think you may be onto something with that. And, as well, I'm curious as to how, and I walk over to where the bloodstain is, how Horia got from here over to the graveyard and with her throat ripped out. That's an anomaly as well, because vampires don't do that from what I understand, at least from my acting books.
The father was trying to cover it up. He needed to hide the information that it was Draghiscu. So he brought the body over to the cemetery,
And ripped out his daughter's throat?
Her throat was already ripped out by the vampire.
No, that's what I'm saying. Is that something that they do, Nietzsche?
If it's a powerful vampire, perhaps it feeds quickly and fiercely.
I don't know. Doesn't sound like it. The way he described it, it was like Tessa had the first drink and then passed it off to
Her
Draghiscu.
demon spawn, or who knows?
Who knows? But all I'm saying is that I feel like there's something even more here that might have taken it over there. And I can't see why Draghiscu would just take the body and then drop it in the graveyard. Just like, here you go. Doesn't make sense to me. Why wouldn't he just take it to his evil lair where vampire leaders go? Keep it as a statue or something, I don't know. If he was going to move it at all, go through the trouble of bringing it across town, why just drop it in the graveyard? Doesn't make sense.
There were wolf prints in the graveyard, but they disappeared to human prints.
Possibly.
Are there?
Yeah.
So whoever it was trying to make it look like a wolf attack. So that's why they put it there, as they're staging it.
All right. It could
I'll
be,
put it this
yes.
way. I think it's important. What time of the day is it?
Well, it'd be getting. You've been a couple hours now, so we'll say 2, 3 o'clock.
Okay. I think we should do a bit more reconnaissance while there's still light. Let's head to Nicholas, Adelina, and speak with them. And the reason I'm saying Adelina's parents before the sheriff is, frankly, and I say this in a very hushed tone, this town is very close to Draghiscu's area, and if over the past 3 months people have been attacked and killed, there's always the possibility that the sheriff is aware of it, and that he is allowing a few to be picked off to continue protection of the town, especially with a town so ignorant as to what is attacking their people.
I don't think they have anything to worry about. Like the Draghiscu's not afraid of a sheriff. Why would he even bargain in that way?
I think it's the same reason Draghiscu spoke to this father right here. Why not wipe the whole town? I think they're using this as their chicken coop.
Because as soon as everybody knows there's vampires, they're going to leave in the same way that we saw that family on the road.
Exactly.
So therefore,
I think the idea
I don't
of
stand by your idea that the sheriff would have knowledge of this.
Well, maybe you'll share this idea that in the short time that we've been here, we've done a better job at being sheriff than the sheriff himself.
Potentially.
Potentially.
Unless Irwin's hypothesis is correct.
Well, no, not necessarily. I mean, we've
I'm
already...
not saying it's a hypothesis at all. I'm saying there's always a possibility that the sheriff wants to keep the idea of vampires secret so that people stay in order to aid.
It can't hurt
vampires.
to talk to them. It can't hurt to talk to the sheriff. We can get more information.
Right,
But I think we should
start
speak
with-
to Adelaide first. Exactly. Adelaide's
Yes.
parents, I should say.
Yes, just our order of business.
I was a sheriff for a lot of my life, and there are good and bad, just like everything. And I have no doubts. I have all the hope that the sheriff is a good, trusting man who would do right by his people. But I've also seen the man who is willing to do anything to keep the illusion of power, and worse.
And I want to see some chickens. That's where we're going, right? We're going to the farm with the chickens. I love chickens. I always have. They make the funniest noises.
Okay. So
I
I guess
did
we're
an
going to
entire
go
show
there
as a
first.
chicken.
So you
Let's
guys
go
are
there.
going to see Nicholas and Emma. That is correct?
Correct. Yeah.
All right. So, asking a few people on the way that are out, just like they look at you cautiously as they're sweeping off their porches and that sort of thing. They direct you to.
Those porches yesterday.
Yeah, that's all they do there. They just sweep the porches.
Dusty.
Well, they're right beside a dirt road. They direct you to
They only have dirt.
the first farm by the watchtower to the north.
Okay.
Heading up that way, you can see a bigger man, a little heftier, hot belly, very grubby clothes, and he's out there spreading feed. And you get the fun chicken noises.
Hmm. Music to my ears. Those are some active chickens. I say to Nietzsche and Erwin, and I look at them, and what are their expressions right now?
I'm just kind of... well, because she was killed feeding the chickens, no?
I guess
Says
she
the
was, yeah.
chicken.
Yeah, she was.
Yeah. Well, they say she went missing feeding the chickens.
Went missing, yes.
So whereabouts is her farmstead on the map?
Well,
I'm presenting it here.
Beautiful. Okay, see where the number 12 is?
Yes, I do.
It is the one diagonal from there. Yeah, where your hand just was. Right there.
So out back would be here.
Yeah.
Interesting. So basically, here is one point. Here is the second point.
And then to the west.
And then to the west in the
No,
woods.
up north.
Oh, up here.
Up. Even like basically if you go straight up from the B.
So right here.
Oh, in Vandenberg?
Oh, I see. Sorry, here.
Yeah. Straight up.
Okay.
Straight up that way. Yeah.
Oh,
Okay, so it'd be pretty
About
easy.
halfway to the castle.
So it'd be pretty easy to snatch that one. All right, and I kind of signal to Nietzsche or Enti, and I say maybe you should take the lead on this.
with the chickens?
No, just speaking with the father.
Well, I don't see why not. Is there anything that I should cover specifically?
No. I'll stand next to you. If I have questions, I'll ask. But
All right. Let's go. And I step up to the front of the door and I knock.
Oh, you don't need to. You already saw he was out feeding the chickens.
Oh, this is the portly fellow.
Yeah.
I say, good day, sir.
Good day.
Good day. How is your day going so far?
It's okay. What are you?
Well, we were just passing through the area and we heard of some disappearances in the area, and we wanted to, I'll extend our condolences, first of all, as we heard that your daughter, I assume?
Yes. My little Adelina. Yes.
Adelina, yes. Well, we were hoping that maybe you'd be able to share some information with us so that we may be able to discover her whereabouts. It isn't exactly confirmed what has happened to her, is it?
No.
No.
And he pulls basically from he's got like a big almost apron on from under it. He pulls out a silver necklace.
And with my hands behind my back with no obvious means to take it, I inspect it. And I will do I guess, investigation on it.
On the necklace?
On the necklace, yeah.
Oh, he wasn't offering it to you. He was more
No, I know.
just
I'm just
rubbing it.
Oh, he's just rubbing it.
Yeah. He's just like holding it, like.
Oh, like a nervous sort of twitch?
Yeah. Yes.
I see. I did hear about this.
Yes, my beautiful Adelina.
Was that hers?
Yes, this is all I have left.
What can you tell me about the night she disappeared?
It was not an unusual night. A little bit colder than usual. Is my wife Emma. She was making some pot pie, some chicken pot pie, and we hear scream.
A scream. Your daughter outside. This was at
Yes.
night time.
Just after sunset. Yes, feeding chickens before they go into coop.
Ah, I see. Oh.
And all
No.
we have is this necklace now.
So you heard the scream and you went out to investigate right away?
Yes, yes, yes. Do you have children?
I don't. I can only
Yes.
imagine the fright that it would have
It
caused you.
is a hard sink right away. The pit in stomach, make you sick, like vomit.
Right. So you got outside and you saw this necklace. And you tried to think back to the night. Did you see anything, any movement in the trees, anything that, even if it seems unrelated, it might be able to help us? Any creatures or things that shouldn't have been, other than the fact that it was cold?
It was hard to remember. It all happened so fast.
I know, I
Um,
know.
I do remember a strange sound. I thought perhaps was animals being killed, something tortured, something off into the woods. It sounded like horrible high-pitched scream.
Oh. Off into the woods to the north. Imogen Forest?
Yes.
Right. Well, there was nothing else left here, any prints? The other townsfolk seem to think it was wolves in all 3 of the disappearing cases.
They are foolish to believe so.
Why is that?
Wolves do not take girls and leave no trace.
Right.
No sign of struggle. Nothing. Just this necklace.
And all of your chickens?
Yeah.
Wow.
There were few missing, yes.
Oh, were there?
Yes.
Interesting. So it wasn't just your daughter then?
No, there are 5, 6 chickens missing.
Have you been out into the forest at all since the disappearance?
No. No.
I don't blame you.
If it was not for the fact that we have not found Adelina, yeah, Emma and I would probably be on our way.
Right. Well, Nicholas, and I extend a hand. I want to thank you very much for your words and this information. It may come in very handy, and I hope that it does.
And you see that he stops fidgeting with the necklace, puts it away, says, "Please be safe."
Would you mind terribly if we took a look around the house, behind it, just to see if there's anything else that is out of place?
It's if you feel it will help you find my girl, then yes, yes, you would.
Very well. And Nietzsche, Erwin, was there anything else you wanted to add?
Did we catch the sigil on the necklace? I missed that part, sorry.
No, you couldn't actually see because he was holding it in tight. And
Then I ask him, I
rubbing.
say, "I'm sorry, Nicholas, could I see your daughter's necklace?"
I don't know how this will help, but yes. And you can see he looks nervous giving it to you, like you're not going to give it back.
I don't even need to touch it. It's Bahal.
Yeah.
I thought so. And I say, "That's all I needed." And I kind of nod to him. And I step out and I say, wait till he leaves.
Yeah.
If you
Well,
are
yeah, we
here-
take a... Oh, sorry.
If you're here much longer, I will make sure that Emma makes enough for you as well.
Yeah, what's the daylight like? How much time do we have?
Well, you probably got an hour or so before it starts to get sunset.
And I turn to the other two and I say,
Oh, shit.
"What?"
Sorry. I just remembered we're still on the unlucky day, so every roll should have been disadvantage.
Oh,
Too bad.
That's what it was.
Ah! Curse me!
perfect. So I turn to the editor and I say, so far
Leave
every
here.
death has had the sigil of Bahal left at it. Horia had the wooden sigil of Bahal. This had the silver pendant, the silver making more sense for vampires, but I still think there might be more significance. I mean, logically, yes, a vampire wouldn't want a conflicting religious sigil of some sort. But I think I smell skunk. I'm going to shut my window.
It's the skunk cabbage.
Yeah. I think it might have maybe a deeper significance of some sort. Can vampires touch?
It has no protection value.
Yeah, perhaps. Can vampires touch a religious symbol of Bahal? Is it like a cross to them?
Yeah, it would be the same thing. It's still a holy symbol.
Oh, it would be the same thing. Okay.
Yeah,
so
because
then,
they're
It doesn't have to
undead.
be
So
a cross.
that's...
It's any holy symbol.
right. Okay. Then yeah, that answers it.
But you may be onto something, Erwin, about Bahal being at all the sites. And that room that we couldn't go into at the last inn 2 nights ago, what was the symbol that we found there? Was it Aram? The silver disc.
It was also Bahal.
That was Bahal as well.
No, that's what I'm saying. They're all Bahal. I mean, it makes sense they're a religion of Bahal, but I also think it's a little too on the nose.
Lots of
Something
it.
seems off about it. Why risk leaving this symbol behind the dead girl in the... Especially if you're trying to cover it up, because Draghiscu went to the father and said, "Don't tell anybody we were here." You know, so they leave the wooden symbol. I mean, I guess they couldn't touch it. Well, maybe it's that simple.
Yeah, that could be. So it all leads back to the Imogen Forest, which leads towards...
I'm still very confused about the fact that why was the body moved from sorry, my cat, moved from where the horses are, the stalls, and then left in the cemetery where there were wolves' prints. Unless the wolves, but no, because the only thing that, why are there wolf prints that turn into human prints almost? It appears kind of that way. It does point to lycanthropy.
It does. I mean, he did say that there weren't any prints here.
I don't necessarily think moving the body leads to...
The wolf prints do, though. And becoming man prints.
But we never saw that.
They just disappeared.
We found a bunch of human prints outside of where the wolf prints were. It didn't seem like they trailed off. Is that right, Mike?
It's not like you saw them change shape or anything.
No.
It's just like around the body there were a bunch of wolf prints, and then everywhere else there were human prints, but it's also, the church, the graveyard.
Well,
it's a well-traveled area.
We are in the area. Just to the northwest here is a watchtower, and I peek to the side of the building to see if there's anybody, or just to observe the watchtower. What does it look like?
The watchtower is definitely older. It is almost completely mason architecture, and it doesn't actually look like it's been in use for a lot of years.
Oh. Anyone feel like exploring?
Yeah, I think, but we'd have to be quick before the sun sets.
Yes, well, I'm also thinking that if possibly we're able to create somewhat of a bunking arrangement up there, it would be a good vantage point to look at the town just in case something happens tonight.
Yeah. The other thing with the werewolves is that they... it just seems odd that they would bother with moving it and not pulling into the woods completely. Only moving it slightly.
Did we ask the father about the body and why it ended like? I'm confused. He stumbled upon.
He said that the one was feeding off of her, right? And then Draghiscu took it and took the body, and said,
So
don't tell anyone.
Draghiscu moved it.
Yeah.
So it's possible that Draghiscu planted the wolves' feet.
Maybe just preferred, or maybe wolves came across the body after and wouldn't feed on a vampire's after.
Gain.
So what did we really gain by
The sloppy seconds.
So speaking to Adelina's father, did we really gain any vital pieces?
Well, I think that the vital piece is that there were a couple chickens missing.
I think that's just coincidence.
Nothing is coincidence in murder.
They never went missing before.
The other interesting thing is there was no
Sure,
signs.
he's lost some chickens.
Okay, but there was no blood. There was no signs of death, right?
Right.
So herein lies the issue. Eugene assumed was killed in the woods because they said he was killed, not missing. That means there must have been a body or blood. We have yet to determine that, but Horia was killed, and then the body was moved. Adelina.
A vampire.
Well, she was not killed. She was taken, which also runs the risk of what I was kind of going on the assumption when I asked if she was disabled, if maybe on a weird chance she had a missing leg or a missing arm, because my thinking is there's something missing here, and there's starting to be a bunch of coincidences that are lining up.
I think it was maybe she joined them.
She joined them. I still feel like there'd be blood.
No, there was screaming though. If she joined them, she would have disappeared without a
The
trace.
screaming was of some creature being tortured. That doesn't point to necessarily a human. That could have been the chickens.
And we still have the invisible monster.
Yeah.
Only tells me I don't want to go back and sleep in that inn.
Agreed.
Yes.
I'm going to
Sleep
do a
in
quick
the scary
investigation.
tower that nobody's looked at.
I'm going to do a quick investigation around here, and I'm not going to find anything. Never mind. Well, I don't know.
I need to take disadvantage. Now that I remember.
Oh, right, and disadvantage.
Well, it's okay. It's fine.
Okay. So then I'm going to say, look, I don't.
Again,
I don't
it's
think this revealed anything.
been over a month, right?
Yeah. Why don't we, since we still have a little bit of light, I'd say rather than push on in the direction you were thinking, maybe head to the sheriff's now and do see if they have any information.
Okay.
All right.
And I want to make it clear, I wasn't saying the sheriff is bad. I'm saying we need to go on the possibility that he could be, not that we don't trust him, because there's no reason to not trust him.
So then what does that mean in terms of our information that we share with him?
I just think that maybe for now we keep a lid on what we spoke to Horia's father about. That we are not aware of vampires, we're not aware of their existence, and we're inquiring about the deaths, like we would have done from the get-go.
Right.
And if he seems trustworthy in each, then we can share as much as we want. My concern would be putting a target on our backs. If, for whatever reason...
I honestly think the sheriff is going to be clueless. That's my opinion.
Possibly.
We're going to get there, and he's going to think it's the wolves attacking, and
he
creatures.
definitely could.
Yeah.
But there's no way to
there's no way to know until we talk to him.
Exactly. So while there's still a little bit of light, I think we'll head over there, try to get as much done today as we can.
All right. So again, the sheriff is, if you look on the map, is number 13.
Next door.
Yeah.
Yep. And as you head over, you see that all the shutters are closed.
Let's get ready for night.
Yeah.
Well, it's not nighttime yet, and he's on duty.
The sheriff's on duty.
Well, he should be. He's the sheriff.
I'm going to go knock.
Yep.
We're not vampires.
Please, one moment.
I guess we don't know that his name is Popovich, but...
Again, you could know that because you'd mentioned to other people that you were gonna, or around. I feel like you would know Popovich. Yeah, Silver might have filled you in on some of the important folk. Anyway, so the door opens, and there's this little tiny lady, long brown hair, and she says, "Yes, what can I help you with?"
And I'm going to say, Sheriff Popovich.
No, he's not well right now.
No, I'm asking to see him. Sheriff Popovich, please.
And I'm telling you he's not well right now.
And I say, oh, my apologies, but this is an urgent matter. Can I speak with him? And I will try to charisma her with a disadvantage of what I had.
Yeah.
And it will be plus
Yeah.
7, so 14.
Okay, so she opens the door and goes, please speak quick. I will take you to him. And it's a pretty simple cottage. They're not like a proud family. Everything's very plain, but orderly, very clean. And it's basically very open concept. They've got their eating area, and then their bed essentially is all they have. And you can see a desk, and you can see a man who looks much older than her laying in the bed.
How old? 60s.
I was going to say late 50s, early
Okay.
60s.
And I say, Sheriff Popovich.
Yes.
And I turn to Nietzsche, kind of give him in the eye, like, what's wrong with this guy?
Yeah, I'll see if. Yeah, do I see? Does he look ill? Does he look like?
Oh, he definitely looks ill. He looks pale.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna look him over and see if. Yeah, see,
Very, like, you actually, like, you see he's shaking a little, like he's.
Got diarrhea?
Okay, I'm a healer.
Yeah.
Does it show like any symptoms that I recognize? Just a fever, just kind of.
It could be a bad. So, yeah, do a medicine check with disadvantage. Yeah.
Damn it.
God
Well,
damn
on a
it,
good
that's
day,
so
I
lame.
could tell you. Today, I lick his forehead.
All right. Well, we can obviously see that he is sick and he's coughing, so it's obviously a lung. No, I have no idea. So let's just say,
Well, I could try curing him.
go for it.
Well, you know what? It's not a wound.
Well, you do
Fair-
get disadvantage.
fair
so
of healing.
Maybe you kill him too. Anyway, and I say, Sheriff Popovich, I'm sorry to be disturbing you. I understand you're very sick, but we were wondering if we could ask of your help very quickly. We are looking into.
Who are you?
My name is Erwin, and we're coming from the north, and we are here to help. We have heard that your town has been attacked recently by a slew of wolf attacks. And as I say that, I just kind of want to read his face to see if he stirs at all, and I will roll 9 plus 4, 13.
Yeah, it's hard because, again, he is sick, so he's not making a lot of facial expressions, but you tell right away he doesn't necessarily believe you. Like, you're not. Like, he's like, he didn't come for wolf attacks.
Oh, but he believes that they are wolf attacks.
Hmm.
Okay. And I say, and we had some questions about Horia's death, if you could help us with that. And I'll roll charisma to see if you'll buy it.
Poor child.
7. 14.
Yep.
So 14.
Yes. What would you like?
Is it normal for the wolves to come this far into town?
No. Normally, maybe out by some of the farmers, but not.
I shove a sock in his nose. We get it.
And Andy says, I believe I'll wait outside.
Yeah.
Everyone gets finished.
I say, and you're convinced it is wolves that took Horia's life?
I'm not convinced of anything at the moment. There's not enough evidence to suggest that.
Do you think it was wise to burn her body then?
I think in these times, historically, it is best.
Does he have food or any medication around his bed and stuff?
You can see like little bits of like some spices and that sort of thing that look like they've been mixed into perhaps a tea.
Right, nothing that looks uncouth.
Well, again, do another
Giant
medicine check.
dildo.
Yeah.
What is that doing there? That's not going to make him feel better, or will it? So, not very good. 6, 8, or sorry, 7.
Yeah. So from what you gather, it looks like home remedies, perhaps, but you know that it's nothing that's going to be effective. Maybe stuff that might make him feel a little better, but not really aid.
And we still don't know what's wrong with him. Can I do a thing?
A medicine check, sure.
Yeah, 9. Is it just under medicine? Oh yeah, 9.
Yeah.
Just 9.
No. No, it looks like he's burning up from the flu or something.
I say, you said you're not convinced of anything. Why is that?
Are you from No, you said you're not from around here already. You said that, yes. But surely you must know of the history of of this area.
Meaning?
We have all sorts of stories of vampires and such.
Sheriff Popovich, we're convinced that vampires are the ones that are killing. If you can help us in any way to find this out, then I can prove Nietzsche wrong.
And as he looks up towards Nietzsche, you actually see 2 puncture wounds in his neck.
I say, fair enough. No.
No, Justin's not here. I gotta wait.
And I say, very well, then we don't have long. Who was it that bit you?
It was a man. A man that came as I was just doing. I like to do a perimeter of the town every night, just to make sure everything is in order.
And what did he say to you?
He said nothing. He came and pinned me down and drank and left.
Do I get the impression he's turned into a vampire now that I've seen those wounds? Actually, you know what? I'm just gonna take a silver piece out and push it against his skin a little bit. Take his hand, hold it, and just press the silver piece onto the back of his hand, and look at his response.
Yeah. Okay, so do an insight check there, or religion even, whichever one you'd rather do.
I'd rather take my 19. Yeah, okay. Religion, I think, is...
It might be too early to tell.
Just tape it to his hand, and when it starts smoking, we'll be fine.
Yeah, that will know.
And Victor Brown gives 10 XP to the group to help in any way you...
Oh, thank you, Victor. That's going to be very helpful. Let me give you a round of applause. Oh.
I walk over to Erwin and I say, this sickness, they wouldn't feed on a sick
No,
human.
I think the sickness might be a result of the being bitten.
He will turn. I could try to remove the curse before it takes hold.
Is that even possible?
I can try.
Okay, well, we still have time because he's not reacting to silver. I need to still question him. You said this man didn't ask you, he just came up and he bit you.
Yes.
Well, I guess that's not very useful then. that's all you know?
Okay.
Why didn't he just kill you? Why did he drain only some of your blood? And why did he not turn you?
I do not know. I wish I could help you more, but as I said, he came from behind and pushed me down, and he drank, and all I saw was that it was a man that ran and fled into the forest.
Was And I looked to the woman who was helping him. Does she hear this, react to this? What's her situation? What's her dealio?
You can see she's trembling and crying, but trying to be brave.
And I say, is this your wife, Popovich?
Yes.
And I walk over to her and say, Mrs. Popovich.
It was, sorry, where are we here? It was Andra. Andra.
Andra, I understand this must be tough for you right now, but you're not going to be able to do him any good. I think it would be best that maybe you went home, unless you live in this place, in which case, leave this room.
What are you saying?
I say anything.
My husband.
Anything
He's
you
a
might
good
hear.
man. He's
I
a
have no
good,
doubt.
good
But
man.
anything you might hear can only be more harm to you if the men who hurt your husband come back.
I will not leave his side. I do not even know you, and you tell me to leave. And she moves beside him and takes his hand.
And I say,
She goes,
and I look to the
Popovich,
husband,
I will not leave your side.
and I say, Popovich, you must tell her to leave, otherwise it might get very bad, and I will critically fail.
I hate this day. I hate it. I hate it.
I know.
Was that
All right.
Popovich?
The front door opens and slams.
Nope.
No.
But you can hear some scraping along the shutters.
No. I was outside. Enty was outside, remember?
Oh, were you?
Yes.
Oh, okay. All right.
So the front door opens and slams.
Okay, and now you're inside.
And now I'm inside.
Excellent.
Yeah.
That'll be kidding. So that scraping again was on the
Yeah.
window?
Well, on the shutters, because the shutters were closed.
Typical shutters. That's it? No one's doing anything?
I think we're staying here tonight.
I'm gonna try to remove the curse from the vampire,
Okay.
or to be vampire, because
And I'm going to try to get her out of the goddamn room.
I don't see a reason to wait.
And so this is a spell, correct?
Yeah.
Remove curse. Okay.
Now, a willing creature
Yep. Which we will say he is.
at the moment. Remove curse. Hope and Valley. Choose a number of creatures within range for the duration. Each target has advantage on wisdom saving throws and death saving throws. Your ring is a maximum over hit. Nope, that's not it. All curses affecting one creature or object end. If the object is a cursed magical item, its curse remains, but the spell breaks its owner's attunement to the object, so it can be removed or discarded. Casting time, one action. Instantaneous.
Excellent. So he doesn't need to save or anything, right? You can just do it?
Yeah.
Excellent. Okay, so you go through. Describe to me how that all works.
Okay, so the first thing I do is I go over to the wounds, and the first thing I do is I take out a little vial that I have a little less water in it, and I pour it onto the wounds.
Okay.
After that, I start chanting, and I get into kind of a state, rhythmic chanting, and it lasts not too long because it's instantaneous.
What?
Yeah, and then I place my hand on his forehead, and I meditate and concentrate and hope that it removes the curse. I feel it actually enter my body, and before I dispel it.
Nice. Excellent. And you feel a quick little surge again of a nauseous, cold, numbing, making you want to vomit sort of feeling. And you can see instantly the fever is gone.
Mm-hmm.
And he says, "Come on. Behold, blessed you. What have you done? You are a great man."
By the power of Aram, I have healed you, not Bahal. You were cursed by that vampire, and I removed the curse. If all things worked well, and it seems they have, you will not turn this night.
God bless Aram.
And again, you see tears, but this time of joy, coming from his wife. And even he, again, you can see he's a big man, even for his age. He's still in really good shape, and you could see he's like, I cannot say enough. I cannot imagine the terrors and the horrors and the pain I would go through living such an existence.
Did I miss something?
No, Auntie, it's all good.
I was just outside. Did I see anything while I was out there? I just heard the screeching.
You did not. You heard the screeching because it actually went. You were at the front of the house. It went across the back.
Okay. Now, what time of day was it as I was sitting out there? Was the sun starting to go down?
Oh yeah, it's getting low because again, you guys have been there a while.
Right. All right. Well, it's good to see that you're feeling better, Mr. Sheriff, sir. I don't think it's safe to go back outside.
Sheriff, have you heard that screeching just now? Have you heard that any time before?
That is the first time, but it does sound like something that Adelina's father described coming from the woods.
Something that he described coming from the woods the night that Adelina went missing.
Yes.
But the sound was only when the creature scraped across the glass. It was something we heard as well today. Has anyone reported any incidents of torn sheets or broken dressers or their rooms being turned and tossed in any sort of mysterious manner?
To be honest, I've not been doing much the last couple of days, so no one has come to me with such.
No, this would be longer than that, older than that. Over
No.
since the mysterious deaths and disappearances have happened.
No.
What did the attacker look like? Describe him to us.
Oh, he was a fit man. He was
A wealthy man.
No, he could have been. I was gonna say ignorant farmer.
Can't we all?
He looked like perhaps someone who was a commoner.
Does not sound like Draghiscu.
I don't know much of Draghiscu, to be honest. He could be in clothes, street clothes, in order.
Well, the history that we know of him is that he would have been a soldiering class and a ruling class.
No, I know, but it doesn't necessarily mean he would dress as a king when coming to kill innocents in a village. He may dress down to blend in, is all I mean.
Possible.
But that would be
Or like
hilarious. Sounds like a kid.
Well, I'm not like kingly.
No,
but
I know. I just pictured it immediately, like
Like a scepter?
Yeah, he's like holding it.
Blah!
Was he dressed like a king? No, he didn't have shit all over him.
I didn't vote for him.
Okay, so first off, well done to Nietzsche, and I say so. Well done. I honestly had no idea that you could cure those who have been bitten in such a way.
To tell you the truth, that is the first time that I've tried.
But it is comforting to know that at least we have a backup plan should things go completely south. Well, the sheriff isn't much help. So a quick recant of the evidence. What we have is we have the 3 missing people. We are going to go on the assumption now we're all taken in some form or another by vampires, either Draghiscu or his minions. We have the sheriff who is also bitten by a male vampire. We have a missing cat, which seems pretty much unrelated. But the biggest mystery right now is the mysterious, invisible, small creature. Because you said its hands were about the size of a child, the prints it made. It had sharp enough claws to tear up sheets. It was a demon, so it couldn't cross.
It seemed to try to find us and then go back to where we were.
And it tried to find us. Well, and my thing is, it scraped along the walls of the rat in the riddle, assumingly to try to get us out.
Or just get our attention.
Or get our attention. It did it again, though. I would be curious to find out if something happened.
It again?
Well, I was kind of thinking, the rat in the riddle, what if we never went back, but maybe something happened to the rat in the riddle?
Mm.
Maybe he was trying to get us, it was trying to get us out, to warn us of something that was coming there.
Mike, I know you're checking for it. The only thing I want to make sure that I have these slots right for how many spells I can cast in a day.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts, NT?
Well, I don't know. I really have no idea. I mean, what should we do tonight, at least? That's what we can focus on, is what is next for tonight. Do we do all of our investigation for the day to find out what this demon thing is, or do we venture out at night to get as much information today as possible?
Are the wards in this building up and running, first off?
No.
Okay. So that's step one. The other thing is the town completely locked off at night? And I can ask the sheriff this too. Is the town closed at night? Is everyone? I noticed that when we stayed at the inn, she locked her doors and barricaded the windows. Is everyone in town like this?
Yes, that is tradition.
Okay. Nietzsche, do you know enough wards to begin warding this house?
My experience with wards is just basic research from what I've seen in the other houses. I can try to emulate them as best I can.
Is that a risk we want to take, or do we want to try to head to a warded area? Personally, I would say move to a
well,
warded
okay,
area.
Say we went to a warded area. Which warded area do you...
The closest.
We're in one now.
I would say the Church of... No, we're not.
Oh, it's not warded at all.
That was the reason why I was saying if you
sorry.
can go them.
Either way, we do want to ward this area.
Yes, but we can always do it during the day. I would say at this moment, because we are at the sheriff's
and
house,
take the sheriff with us?
Well, the elder hall is across the way. Would that be warded? And I say that to the sheriff.
Because warded against what? Vampires, you have to invite them in.
Why are there wards? Well, whatever just screeched the wall. The window.
I have no idea what that was.
Are there wards in the elder hall?
No.
So there are only wards in the tavern, the rat and the riddle, and the stables. Correct?
That is correct, yes.
Seems odd.
What about
The
the church?
unsuperstition Silvo says he doesn't believe in anything, but he needs to ward it.
Well, words are cheap.
What is Black Hill, by the way?
Black. Are you asking the sheriff or?
Yes, sheriff.
Okay. Black Hill was the original site for the Hall Sanctuary, but it was burned almost 300 years ago. So the ruins are still there. Back when, I guess it is said, when Draghiscu controlled more of the land, he did not like houses of the gods. He believed he himself was a god.
Oh, he's
So
obviously against religion.
Or he's against people, worshipping someone other than him.
Which would make sense as to why. I mean, obviously, again, they don't like religious symbols, but leaving the Bahal things behind.
Well, to me, the first person you attack then would be the priest.
Or, I mean, yes, but maybe the priest
Is
already
on their side.
changed.
That's what I'm...
Now coming around to?
No, that's what I was thinking. Well,
Personally, I see a lot of avenues to pursue. What do you guys think is the best one to? What do you, the stream, think is the best avenue to pursue at this point? Because I have about 3 different ways that I think we could go, but I'm not sure which one's the best. Personally, I would say for tonight we get to an area with wards, because regardless of whether they work or not, I don't like the idea of not being in one.
I really don't want to do anything that could make us have to fight someone on this day because of our severe disadvantage.
Agreed. Yeah. But being in a house
said, is everyone disadvantaged, Mike? So really they can't balance out?
Not the unlucky.
Yeah, so it's unlucky for everyone and every creature.
Oh.
Yeah, that's a good idea, Mark and Victor. Victor said the missing piece is the demon, in particular, the small one who is summoning them, if anyone, which I wholeheartedly agree. And then Mark sort of said pursuing the 3-legged cat, looking for tracks and things like that. Both avenues I am very curious about, because right now, as much as we can't explain it, I feel like there is logic behind the attacks of the vampires and things like that. I have enough pieces to feel comfortable about that. The cat maybe less so, but the demon in particular, I'm extremely interested in. Why does it keep screeching? Is it warning us? Is it telling us to get out? Is it telling us to stay inside? Why scratch up the bed? Like, to me, I don't know if demons are ever good, but let's for a second theorize that it possibly could be a good-ish demon. It could scratch up the bed to say, don't sleep here tonight, right? It could have scratched the window so that we saw it, don't sleep here tonight, which would make sense, right? So then the second thing is, did it just scratch the window so that we follow it and go somewhere else? In which case, should we be doing that now?
Yeah, but I can only cast, I'm pretty worn out, and detecting evil, good and evil again, I can only do it one more time. So we got to make sure the time we do it is worthwhile, unless we're going to do an extended rest.
Well, where do you suppose we go? You want to go to a warded area?
I think I agree, we do follow the demon. I think it just screeched outside now, so I think it's going to lead us somewhere. I think it's going to tell us some information.
I think I agree with that. I think the only thing I can fathom at this point as to why that demon screeched on the rat in the riddle, and why it tore up the bed and yet left the woman and left us completely unharmed, is because it was trying to send us a message.
Did it screech before or after I healed him?
After, I believe.
Mike?
I don't remember.
I will say after.
So it doesn't matter. Because I was going to say it could be him reacting to the fact that I took the curse off the creature.
Could, and why did it? Why in the rat in the riddle?
Yeah, exactly. So
I'm going to head outside. I'm going to head outside for sure. I think
Are you sure about this, Erwin? Do you think this is a good idea?
I agree with him. And
I don't think it's a good idea, but I am not sure what else to do.
Nietzsche, you're on board as well.
Henty, it's the only thing it's the thing we have the most questions about, I think, and it seems to be trying to communicate with us.
Right.
Don't worry, the minute I hear wraiths or shadow demons, I'm running to a warded house.
It's just that this entire day I've been feeling very unlucky. That apple I bit into was a little sour, so...
First world problems.
But I'll follow your lead.
This day's the worst. We're slightly tired.
I'm gonna head outside, and the nearest building would be the Elder Hall, right?
That is correct, yes.
And I just kind of want to head over there and see, are there lights on, and so.
No, the Elder Hall is more like a town hall. It would be used for like meetings and that sort of thing. If they got announcements that the whole town has to hear, they'd be like, "Here's our meeting place."
Let's go back. No, I want to go back to the inn because that's where it led us last time. That's where I think it's going to be again.
Well, it's swinging down that way. That's what I was thinking.
All right.
Map-wise, I don't know. I don't think you can draw on this, can you?
No.
No, stupid thing. Stupid, dumb PDF. It's okay, that's why we have paint, dudes. Basically, I was thinking that we would, because we're here now, we would head here, check here.
I don't see it.
What's that?
Are you drawing that right now?
PDF.
Oh, I'm sorry. I did the wrong one. paint. There we go. Start to do that again was to. There we go. Start here. Check out the Elder Hall. Swing down this way to the blacksmith. Head here to the stables, and then end at the inn.
No, okay. My gut says that we should probably hurry, because maybe it's a limited... Yeah, I think so.
Well...
I don't know. I agree with what you're saying, but that's a lot of checking for... Maybe it's a...
Just to see if lights are on. I mean, literally, it would be like, check, no,
running by, yeah, we could run by, exactly.
Lights are off.
Glancing.
All right, so let's do that.
Anyway.
Okay, so you're running. And the Elder Hall does look empty, and the windows are closed, but there's no, you can see from the shutters, there's no lights flickering from handles or anything.
Jeff Romo is just stopping by to give you XP, Michael.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Much harder than pimping, he says, to be a GM.
Oh, what the F?
So that's nice. So
10 from the group and 5 for Michael. So that's, you know, we're still more powerful than the GM. They're 5 XP.
That is lovely. I appreciate it, guys. All right, so as you go by the blacksmith.
Thank you, Jeff. Thank you, Jeff. Even though it's for him, less enthusiastic thumbs up.
You can see that is also closed up, but there is light coming from inside the blacksmith. And you can just see it on the outline of the shutters and that sort of thing. You go by the stables. He is also closed up for the night. Where are we? The Rat and the Riddle. That is, it looks like it's still open, but you can't hear anything. I was gonna say you don't hear like people there. It's more like, anyone, come on in. You know, gotta make a living too.
It's
but
so
not anyone. Are you going in to look?
Yeah, I do want to pop in that one. You guys can keep moving. I'll meet you at the next one.
And so, are you guys going with them, or are you going to the?
No, I'm going to go straight to the end because I think that's what my gut's telling me.
I'll follow Nietzsche.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you go to the Rat and the Riddle.
Yeah.
And Silvu is there, and he's like, "Oh, you're back. Can I get you something?"
And I just asked him, and I said,
"Perhaps."
You heard that screeching on the window this morning, yeah?
How could? And you can see trembling. Yes. How could I not?
Did you happen to hear it again, or did anything mysterious happen after we left?
No. No, it's been very quiet.
Okay. And by the way, have you seen Radulka?
Oh, Bianca's cat, Raluca.
Yeah.
No, Raluca she doesn't move from the kitchen much. It's on 3 legs, you know. Doesn't hops every now and then, but not much.
Let me know if you see it at all, and then I leave.
Yeah.
That's all. So I would be just a few minutes behind them.
And you guys get in there, and again, you're in the front hall. There's the counter, that sort of thing, and you hear movement coming from the kitchen.
Bianca, is that you?
Yes. You boys are back.
Yes. Is everything quiet here?
Yes, Raluca, she come back.
Luke.
What? Are you hungry? I have great pigeon and potato.
May I see your cat to make sure she's not harmed?
Yes, she's good. And she comes out. She's carrying Raluca, and Raluca's like.
All right. I'm tempted to do a check on the cat.
All right.
I walk over to Enti. I said, Enti, are you still suspicious of that creature?
Where would it have gone? In all this time, it just randomly disappeared and walked away. It's not unheard of for cats, but it seems strange that it's never happened before.
But as Kipling mentioned, the creature is only three-legged.
Well, yes. That is why I suspect that maybe it didn't just disappear to catch a mouse.
I will do a check on it.
All right, what are you doing?
What are my options aside from using a spell? Can I do it Arcana check or something?
No, it would just be investigation to see if there's, again, anything obviously
Do I
weird
know
about
of, what about religion check to know of anything that would witches are prone to?
That witches are prone to?
Yeah. Are they
Okay.
a form of demon?
No, but they would be part of the supernatural, which would fall
So they
into
might-
your realm.
Right, but if I took a drop, for example, out of the vial on the creature, would it potentially react?
It's very possible, yeah.
Okay, I will do that then. I'm going to take the cat and start petting it, but before I do, I actually dip my finger into the blood and
Okay.
put it on its head as I go to pet it.
Okay, so as you do that, and the cat freaks out
Yeah.
and turns invisible.
Mm.
But what I was going to say is because you were right there and you were petting it,
Mm-hmm.
if you want, I'll let you do a dexterity if you want to try to grab it or something like that.
A dexterity to react?
Yeah, an attack.
Okay.
Because it'd be a grapple, right?
Yeah, as soon as I mean, that's what I'm looking for. So as soon as I saw... Okay, so grapple is what you're going to allow me to do.
Yeah, and again, I'll give it to you free because you were prepared for that. It was not.
Okay, so I'll just roll for the...
But
grapple.
it is a... Yeah, don't forget you have disadvantage.
Now, well, doesn't it have a disadvantage also, so won't that balance out?
That's true. Well, you have a -2 attack. It has a -2 save.
Okay, so I'll roll 2, and it'll roll 2. We'll both take the lower, is that right?
Yeah.
Doesn't that balance out to 1 each? That's okay, I'll do it anyways. Here goes!
I knew that cat was something.
2. So I see it hiss, and I react.
All right. So what did you get total?
Total?
Yeah, 2 plus.
Oh,
Because you'd
2.
add your proficiency bonus on either your dexterity or your strength bonus as well.
Ah, my dexterity is plus 4, so 16.
Run that by me.
I got... Oh, sorry, 6.
6. Okay. But
Chris,
it's
That being said, I want to use maybe our 10 XP at this point. What do you think, guys?
Chris Lawrence wants to give you XP to help get the cat.
Well, that's what I'm going to say. We have the 10 from Victor as well.
We'll use
So should I
Chris
just...
first because he's willing to give it for you specifically.
Okay, I'll
You
use...
still have a bank.
I'll use Chris's. So what does that give me, Mike?
Well, I'm just deciding right now if I want to use
Your 5?
some to counter it.
It's going to be a battle of the XP.
Battle
Battle of the-
yeah.
And I've got lots, actually.
Battle of the XP. No, it expires every game. Sorry, buddy.
Oh, does it?
But not
No,
ours. Only yours.
No, it doesn't. You know what? I'm not going to use it at this point.
Okay, so I'm going to re-roll.
Yeah.
So that's better. So
Yes.
13. Well, I said plus
Excellent.
4, so is that 11? Plus 4, so 11.
All right. So you're holding this thing that's flopping
Thank you.
around, but no one can see.
Thank you, Chris Lawrence, by the way.
And what is Bianca doing?
Bianca's like, what have you done to my cat? I just got him back. And hang on just a second.
And you were right, it's a witch.
Uh,
That would be the scariest. A cat invisible would be scary enough because their claws hurt like hell.
they do. They do.
Well, I thought it was the girl, not a. No, I did think it was a witch, and I meant Irwin, not Enty.
Well, I know. I was talking. Oh yeah, right. Sorry. I mean, I gave you credit earlier. I just switched it.
That's fun. I give you credit. I just gave it to the wrong.
No, I said this earlier that
I paid for my burger. I just give it to the other guy.
I think we were all kind of thinking it was a witch, though. I think I was on that same boat.
Yeah, but I was the one that.
No,
did
it was
right
just
at the
you,
beginning.
AJ. No, it was just you.
I'm pretty sure I came up with that.
Erwin
idea the
never
whole
said
time.
anything about it.
Remember when I sent my dog to sniff?
They like to be apart, so they go back and say, "No, it was me too." They like to lie. They know it was my idea. They hated me.
All right.
That's okay.
Now, what I am going to do, though, is I am going to have you guys roll initiative here.
Am I inside now? I'm across the street. So.
Oh, wait. That's right. Let me... Yeah, we got to do toys.
Yeah.
Oh, damn it. I come in right as he's, like, fighting with the cat. Oh, yay. Natural one.
All right. Where are we? Enti, where's your initiative?
12.
And I'm at 7.
And I'm at...
Okay.
2.
So first is going to be Raluca. Well, you know. Then Nietzsche. Then Enti. Then Erwin. And then Bianca. All right. So, so because you are holding it, that is going to be, you're the one that's going to attack.
It's good because I'm so invulnerable.
All right. So it is going to get a 14. How does that do against you?
My armor class is also 14.
So that sounds like it will work. Okay, so in that case, my friend, you are going to take 6 points of damage as you feel something pierce, and all of a sudden in your arms you see this little bat-like creature with a scorpion-like tail that just jabs right into your neck. What? And I need you to do a DC Constitution saving throw.
Really?
Really, really.
Okay, so how much damage, first of all?
6 points of piercing damage.
Okay, my damage reduction is 4, so that's 2 points.
Okay.
Okay, so... And a DC... Let me roll 2 dice or 1 die?
Let's go 2. It's on all attack saves and skill checks.
Didn't make a difference. And I'm rolling.
What's your total?
Adding my wisdom ability or constitution modifier?
Yeah.
3.
Excellent. In that's not excellent.
Oh, good.
Sort of thing. Hang on here. Oh.
Now, just as a curiosity, did you count the damage he originally did when he pet it with the demon blood?
Not yet.
Okay. Because yeah.
Yeah. So, Mr. Nietzsche, you're going to take 13 points of damage as
it can't be reduced.
Pardon me?
It's poison damage, right? So it's not reduced by my soul,
right.
Basically.
That's right. Okay, and you feel like this burning sensation go through your whole neck and shoulder area.
12, 13. Okay, I'm screaming. Yeah, that sucks. All right, it's my turn now, though?
It is your turn, yes.
Okay. After being attacked by this creature, I'm going to...
Run away.
Yeah, I'm gonna. Well, I can't run away. I don't
know.
Basically,
you're
holding it, and it's just stabbed into you.
Okay, I want to run over to the pottage pack. I want to run into the kitchen and throw it in the pottage.
Yeah. Well, you're in the kitchen basically.
Perfect. I'm gonna run over and throw it into the boiling pottage.
All right. So you go ahead.
All right.
And what we're going to do is I'm going to do a dexterity save versus your attack, only because, again, it does have wings, so as soon as you release it, it could fly.
Right.
But if you throw it hard enough, I'll let you get it in there.
Okay.
All right.
So is it a dexterity attack for me?
Because you're throwing it, it could be strength,
I'm going to use dexterity.
depending on how you want to do it.
I want to use dexterity. So I got a total of 8.
Alrighty, and I got a total of 6. So it goes in there.
NT, grab a lid, quick!
Yeah. All right, is it my turn?
It is.
Right. And just glancing around the room, is there a lid?
I will say, sure.
All right.
Or
That's my
another
lucky
pot or
day.
something. Yeah, it's lucky.
With the amount of pottage these people make, there better be a lid.
Yeah.
No, but there's another pottage pot that you can put
Yes.
on top.
All right. So I grab the lid as quickly
Yep.
as I can and smash it on top and try to hold it down. Now, this won't be sustainable because it's going to get hot.
That is true.
Because it is right
But
over
for
the
now,
fire.
you can hear it screeching, and you can feel it pushing back, but you're easily out-strengthening it.
Right.
But yes, you can right away already feel the heat from the steam and
Yes.
the pottage.
Never
Okay.
found a better use for pottage. Need something heavy.
And Erwin.
And I'll just walk in being like,
What's going on, guys?
what's going on? No, but I would hear his screaming, and I would draw my sword with my shield and rush in.
Yeah.
And I would kind of see what they're doing, and I would say, what is it?
The cat was a witch! Now it's in the pot!
Is an actual witch?
I don't know.
There's something, and it's in the
I think
pot,
it's
and
a witch. It attacked me, it turned into it turned invisible and scorpioned.
do us a
It's
favor.
in the pot!
Do us a favor, Erwin, and get us something heavy so I don't have to burn my arms doing this.
Well, if it's a witch, are witches not... Witches and evil spirits are impeded by water, are they not?
Running water.
Witches aren't, no.
This isn't the time to talk about this. My arms are
All right.
burning.
While you're talking and discussing this, Bianca picks up a broom and just starts smashing all of you. What? What are you doing to my radical?
I just ignore her.
Poor kitty alone.
Stop.
And I just
Stop.
ignore her.
Stop.
Please, let my kitty out of pot. What have you done to my kitty?
What does a cat do this? And I show her the gushing, infected
she's like-
looking thing.
She's horrified. My God, that's quite the scratch.
Okay, so if you're holding the pot, and then I'll go over and help hold the pot, I guess.
Yeah, just something heavy, just so that I can move my arms, if you don't mind, Erwin.
Yeah,
Okay,
and I'll
so-
I'll help him.
All right. While we're there, sorry, where are we? Empty. I want you to do a Constitution save, or you can do Will save, either one, just to see if you can keep holding on to it as it's getting hotter.
Okay. I am going to roll Constitution.
Alrighty.
And they are disadvantaged. 4 and 4, so 5.
Excellent. So I will let you do this. You can choose to hold on to it and take 1 to 4 points of fire damage, or you can release it.
I'm going to hold on to it and take the damage.
Okay.
I'll do the same with him.
3.
All right. So you're going to take 3. Erwin, you won't need to take it till next round because you just got on it this one, right?
Yeah.
You're not grabbing something heavy that we could just put on top of it?
Is there something heavier than a pot lid around me? The stove?
No, like a stone that we could put on top.
A stone in the kitchen? I can run outside and get... I feel like I'd be stronger than a stone. Why don't we switch? Why don't I hold it down and you find a stone? Because I'm stronger than you.
Sure.
All
More
right.
the fire.
Not in a
than-
macho way. I'm just saying that it makes more sense for me to... If I'm...
All right. And all the while you're doing this, Bianca's in there smacking you with broom. Please, let my kitty out of pot, you monsters!
I'm going to tell her that it is not her kitty, that it is a demon trying to kill her. and it's going to be at a disadvantage, so 17.
Not bad.
18, actually.
And she drops the broom. And she goes, What? What is this you speak, O Baal? Protect me in your fineness and purify.
That is why your cat disappeared this morning.
Strange things we should add some salt.
Add some salt.
Oh, nice.
Oh, I thought she'd just been for flavoring, but you probably mean for extra damage.
Do you, or Nietzsche, do you know what it was? Rolling for knowledge-wise?
Oh, yeah, I can roll for knowledge.
Yeah, do a religion check.
Or religion check, sorry?
10.
Easily. It's an imp.
Ah, perfect.
It's an imp.
Yeah, and you know that imps...
Shapeshifters.
They are shapeshifters. Yes.
Perfect. Okay. I still don't get why it was crashing on our bed and shit, but imps
No,
are
we
pretty...
don't know if that's the invisible. We assume it's the invisible thing.
Well,
But
what's
then
invisible in your arms,
bastards,
isn't it?
like imps, just jerks.
And that's just it. Imps just like to stir up shit.
Just like my ex-wife.
Now
Are they vulnerable to pottage?
Who isn't?
No, because they're actually immune to fire.
Ah,
Oh, at least they're not getting healed.
Right.
okay. So at least we have it trapped. So we need to think of a new plan.
What's their weakness, Auntie? Everything has an opposite.
Is it a demon, Mike?
Well,
it's a demon.
again, what I was going to say is I would let you do another religion check to see if you can figure out something to make one of those warding signs with the lid to make almost like the devil's trap, so it's stuck in there. But you got to figure out what you're going to use to mark it on the iron lid with. In this time, I was going to say, Harlan, you do a Constitution or a Will save as you're holding the lid on now.
Perfect. I also wanted to do this, if this works. Know your enemy. Spend a minute observing or interacting with another creature outside of combat. Does that kind of work?
Not right now, because you're not really observing it. It's in a plot.
Yeah.
Based on these pot movements, I can deduce.
Yeah, that's fair.
Okay.
All right. Constitution, you said, so it's going to be +8.
Constitution or Wisdom. Because you're either doing it out of, like, sheer toughness, or you're doing it out of just
No, my
willpower.
con is definitely higher, so it's going to be +8 to 2, so 10.
10. All right. So I will let you get away without taking any damage this one. And
Oh.
Mr. Niche, have you thought of something to draw on the lid with, to mark it with?
Yeah. I was just thinking maybe I'd use my blessing to give my beacon of hope to give myself the advantage.
Okay.
Beacon of Hope, basically, I have an advantage on Wisdom saving throws and Death saving throws, but Wisdom saving throws.
Okay, so basically all it means is you won't take the disadvantage, right?
Right.
Because an
So I
advantage
think-
and a disadvantage cancels each other out.
So I think I'm going to do that.
Okay, that sounds good.
And here's my roll. So 21.
Beautiful. So what the hell were you doing?
Trying to figure out what ward I can.
Oh yeah, you can think about one of the ones you saw at Ivor's at the Fang and the Fiddle.
Right.
And again, through your training, you're like, oh yeah, this would work.
So I grab one of the pokers off the side of the, and I try to start etching it into the side of the pot, trying to scratch it to.
Yep. Do it. Okay, so again, do another religion check, because what do you think? Dexterity, just to see how well you do it? Yeah, let's do a dexterity. Because I feel like religion, you know what it is, but as the pot's moving and that sort of thing, just how well you do it.
So I got an 8
An 8.
from my disadvantage.
What about sleight of hand?
Sleight of hand would work too. Yeah.
Okay, well I think I have an advantage of sleight. No, it's all 8.
Oh, because
Okay.
you're a rogue in the other game. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah. Well, I could say I'm struggling to make this sign, and I just say I draw it out to the guys after, and we could try again in a moment.
Yeah.
Because really, we have as
I'll
long as
let it go. I'll let it go, because we are where we are. So you've got this imp in the pot. You know you're not going to kill it, but it is stuck there.
What are imps? And it's not gonna hit the lid anymore, or what's the deal with that?
Yeah, it's not gonna. It's just basically sitting in this boiling pot, almost like a
it can't
hot
touch the
tub,
sides. It can't touch the sides.
Perfect.
and it's
Well,
not struggling to try to hit it. Yeah,
I
it's
take
not
the
struggling
pot
to try to
off
get
of
it.
the fire then and put it on the thing, and I
Okay.
kind of say, so what are imps weak to? What are their weaknesses?
They're
Well,
a fake creature just like anything else. We can use a number of things. I believe the blood will affect it if we want to use it on it. Our silver weapons will hurt it. Running water. Mike, is that right?
No, running
Not at
water is
all.
just for vampires.
Okay, but all those other ones, the silver weapons will hurt it.
Yep.
And the
Throw it in the bottom of a lake.
that's a good idea.
Well,
If the lid doesn't come off.
Well, we'd wrap it in twine or something.
Yeah,
But
that's
no,
what-
the running water's not going to do anything either. That's
No, I just mean
vampires.
throw it in the bottom of the lake.
Oh, you're just saying let
I'll
it
just
go.
like
we
leave
can
it
just bury it for that matter.
or bury it. Could you imagine? 200 years later, some
In
kids
pottage.
in New York City decide to dig up.
Jumanji.
My little imp. Well, I mean, can we learn anything from imps? What, like, are they just like kind of rats? Like, what can they speak? Do they grant
yeah.
wishes?
We'll give it as a gift to Draghiscu, and it'll just piss him off.
Yeah.
it
They
also
can't
depends
know.
with the pottage.
You know that imps normally can speak what's called infernal, which is the language of devils, demons, and they can also speak common.
Perfect. And I'm going to speak to it. I'm going to say, hello, little imp. You gave us a bit of trouble back there, didn't you?
Knock on the side. Ding, ding, ding. We're talking to
You
you.
say, talking's only going to save you at this point. Not talking is going to end you dead real quick.
Well then, how about you let me out and we
Yeah.
talk?
No. Why did you tear up the bed sheets upstairs?
I was bored.
Okay, so you're just a psycho. Do you know anything about the goings-on in this town? How long have you posed as the cat?
What is that to you? What do you want with me? Let me out.
Put it this way. You have nothing to lose by telling us...
Got it. You humans are criminals.
You have nothing to lose by telling us everything you can. Either I'm going to melt down all the silver that I own and dip this pot in it so that you die a slow and painful death cast in pure molten silver, or throw you at the bottom of the lake, unless you decide to share with us everything that you can. And I will intimidate the little imp.
And
With
we've
a-
tried that pottage. It's horrible.
16.
I'm open to suggestion.
It's got no bargaining.
Yeah. So I say, how long have you been the cat?
Oh, well, the cat was tasty, yes. Yes, cat was delicious. A couple days.
Did you see any vampires around this area?
No.
Do you know anything that could be of any use to us in trying to hunt Draghiscu?
And you hear a little bit of like splashing in the pottage.
No.
You sure he's telling the truth there, Owen?
Well, he's gonna die then.
Well, he's going to die either way.
Shh. This is still part of my intimidation tactics. I'll try insight to see if I can tell whether he's lying. So 10.
Okay. Again, it's a little bit more difficult because, again, a lot of times with insight you want to see body language and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And he's in a pot.
Yeah.
But you can tell by the tone he doesn't sound all that sincere.
I start
Perfect.
banging on the bot with the
No,
things.
Wait. now that I have interacted with him for a minute. Okay. So so basically you can tell me if he's equal, superior, or inferior in 2 of these.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking one will be current hit points.
Yep.
And the other will be dexterity score, maybe? What do you think, guys?
Why do we need dexterity?
No, it just tells me whether he's like higher or lower than my dexterity. It's strength, dexterity, constitution, armor class, current hit points, total class levels. Maybe class level?
That's better.
Class
Okay,
level,
let's do class level and hit points.
Challenge.
Okay. Clearly inferior.
Okay.
Not even close.
For hit points?
Yeah, yeah. Not even
Okay.
close.
Yeah.
And then you remember, Nietzsche, that imps will proudly serve any evil master of any kind, but they generally can't be too relied on because they do get bored easily. They're like ADD demons.
So I feel like we now have a compass to Draghiscu. You just gotta learn how to tune it.
And they are often used as for spying and that sort of thing.
Perfect. Well, I feel like that could come advantage.
Oh, he's definitely working for Draghiscu then.
Well, but that doesn't mean he can't be also working for us.
That's what I mean. If we can learn a way to force him to give us directions.
I can act evil. No, I can't. Enti. You're an actor. And I kind of pull Enti aside as I stroke my chin and I say, I think I have the role of your lifetime for you, my friend.
Oh.
You're acting! Save the world!
How do you feel about acting pretty damn evil in order to convince this little impish friend that you are eviler than Draghiscu so that he can report on us, to us?
Oh, well, it would be improvised, to be sure. But I don't see why I couldn't give it a shot.
I think if anyone here could pull it off, it's you.
I don't know. I think that Nietzsche could play a pretty evil character if he wanted to.
Enti, this isn't just about being evil, it's about acting evil.
Right.
None of us are going to have the stones to be able to be as cruel as this creature needs us to be to follow it. But I think you can pretend to be. Think of this as the acting role of a lifetime.
Well, I like the sounds of that, but I already did it with Tim the Tower. I already had that role. But yes, I will do it for the sake of adventure, and for the sake of, well, something to do.
Let's get you into training. No, I think
Montage.
go over a few ideas first.
It starts by like petting a kitten. We're like, no.
What do we need to figure out?
I think we need to figure out exactly how to get you just about as evil as can be.
And just on that note, you hear, you know I can hear you, right? And that's where we will end it. Because you're all standing around the pot talking.
No, I said I'd pull him aside. This is the first thing I said. I said
okay.
I pull Enti aside. Anyway.
Okay. You didn't say leave the room, though, so it's...
Well, I would be aware of if the creature can hear me plotting against it. But either way. Thank you so much to Mycl this Wednesday night for running this fantastic game. It's so much fun playing a little bit of D&D. Thank you guys for being here Wednesday night. That is tonight with us. It is always fun to play for you guys. Great suggestions, great comments, great stuff today. So please keep it up. We are going to be back here next Wednesday with another episode of Draghiscu'S Secret, episode 5 or part 5.
We still have Victor's experience points, so it should be a pretty successful one.
That's right. Someone make sure they write that down because I probably have already forgotten. But hopefully we'll see what happens. I'm intrigued to see how this story continues, and I hope you guys are too. Thank you again so much for being with us, guys. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe and all that kind of stuff on YouTube. And that's all for me. Does anyone else have anything to add?
Fun twist of events this game, Mycl. That was
Very fun twist of events.
We have an imp in a pot. I think that's great.
There's the new name of the tavern, Imp in the Pot.
Imp in the pot.
All right, you guys have a great night, and as Chris always likes to say,
We'll see you around the table.
we'll see you around the table, guys. Good night.